Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Sector 1 for round 7 of Season 10. Tonight we're heading to Alsace in northeast France for a 1-hour mini enduro featuring our Category 2 Group A and Group B drivers. So first up, we'll have Group B brought to you by Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, followed by Group A brought to you by JSM Accounting Group, who together with APR Automotive and Boxer Beauty bring the racing to you every Sunday night. So my name is the Banker from Doghouse Motorsport, and joining me in comms tonight for the Group B race is Captain Muffin from Ironheart Simsport. Welcome, and are you excited?
Oh, mate, call me Big Kev because I'm excited, mate. Here we are at Alsace. This lovely French, I was going to say track, but it looks more like just like a croissant if you sort of squint very hard. And I'm very excited to see the boys do here. Mini Enduro for this race for these guys with a one-shot qualifying, and the times are looking pretty tight between the guys here, so I'm keen to see what they can muster up.
No worries. Any thoughts on the pace? I know there's a couple of drivers, Good Doc and Brewer, that have had quite a bit of success at this track in the past. Any others that have caught your eye tonight?
Look, I think the old boss is always like someone to look at. Nice, consistent driver. Always seems to get the most out of the car. Also, someone else as well. You got Rudzi, also been putting some good times there in practice. But really, with one-shot qualifying, anyone can get pole. Like one small mistake, and that's it. That's your like qualifying done. So, really, form guide, throw out the window. We don't have one.
Yep. No worries. So let's have a look at the track. It's 5.423 kilometres long. I'll just get that track map up for you guys. Yeah, 5.423 kilometres long. It's one of the longest circuits that we race at this season. 17 turns. It's a mixture of high-speed sweepers. There's some low-speed hairpins in there. And just for giggles, there's a downhill chicane thrown in at the end of the lap in turns 15, 16 that if you don't get right, you'll bleed time and potentially have a relationship with the wall. So the settings for tonight's race, it is a 1-hour mini enduro. We think the race lap times, depending on the pace, driver pace, tyres, fuel load, that sort of thing, 2.02 to 2.04, and a total distance estimated around that 28, 29 laps. And also, as Captain Muffin mentioned, we have a one-shot qualifying format tonight to determine the starting grid. So it'll be a 5-minute session. The fuel will be set at 20%. So it's one lap out, one fly to record a time, and the in-lap, and that'll be it, and they'll be off and racing after that. So standard round points apply. Tyre wear is free, and tyre compound, both racing softs and mediums are available. There's no mandated compound. Fuel rate at 4, refuel rate 2 litres per second, and no mandatory pit stops. So from a strategy perspective, we are flying a little bit blind here in that I've had 0 track time this round, and I think you're in the same boat, Captain Muffin, but we're really looking at getting to the two main strategies. So running on mediums, getting to that 30-minute mark for a 1-stop, or a 2-stop on racing softs, or even a mixture of compound in that 2-stop. The other part is that never ever discount a 3-stop. Someone may try it, and it has proved successful in the past on various tracks. So your thoughts on that, Captain Muffin?
Look, I'm a person who is a big admirer and almost an advocate for the old strat, so I'm heavily endorsing someone to do the 3-stop and stop every 15 minutes. But look, these boys probably know more than me about what's quick and what's not, so I'll wait and see what unravels as the race goes on. But look, driver of the day nomination will go to whoever tries the 3-stop, just saying.
Absolutely. So before we get into qualifying, we'll have a quick look at the points position. So again, we've had 6 rounds, a really competitive championship across multiple levels. In Group A, we've got Big J, Budsy and Revs holding down the podium. There's a 27-point spread between them. However, with 2 rounds to go, anything is open. Next 4 drivers are within 18 points, and they'll certainly be chasing a good round because I'm sure they all want to be not just close to the podium, they want to be threatening the podium. Group B, very, very similar position with Actually, it's slightly different to what I got, but we've got the boss in the points that I looked at. The boss, Wartime and Good Doc holding down the podium, but there's 4 quick drivers within 9 points of them. I'll just quickly go to the team points. So this is the overall standing across the whole of Sector 1, but we've got Ironheart, Brocky 05 and Kraken with a 12-point spread between them, and the gap certainly closing behind them. So with team points, anything can happen from both race results, driver availability, and that sort of thing. So I think that that's the formalities. So a good race is a quick race. What colour is your quali button tonight? Your go button.
Well, my go button, I've decided to paint it a nice goldy colour, I reckon, I think I haven't done gold yet, so I've decided to give that a crack, just see how it looks. But look, I think it's about time I press that button, and let's see if we can get these shenanigans underway. As I've just seen one of the drivers hop out of the car as I was about to start going, and just put a little delay to proceedings, which is a bit strange. Not sure why they've done that. Okay, I'll just wait and see what's happened here. I'm very confused with the driver who decided to go right now. Like, you've had Lord knows how much time to go relieve yourself and get rid of as much ballast as possible. But I guess I've decided to do it right now. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
That's all right.
We'll just well, look, I think we'll take this opportunity then to even though there's no form guide, we will just have to just start maybe having some guesses, who might get pole position here. And look, I think if someone's going to hook up tonight, I reckon you could be on something with Brewer. I reckon he is a dead set contender to get the lap done. He's very formidable at this track, like you said, and I reckon he's going to just be manage to get the best of everyone with the one-shot qualifying tonight, mate. What are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, the Good Dog was quick. Madrick dropped a couple of quick times there. I just wanted to check: have we got the quali session right, or are we resetting for the driver?
No, we're going. No, it's fine. We are good to go.
Good to go.
We are good to go. The button has been pressed. I reckon let's get the show on the Mickle Road, and let's have some fun.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I think Brewer, I've had a couple of great battles with him on this track over the season. It's one he gels with, and he's super quick. The big unknown tonight is this one-shot qualifying. They have one lap to get it right. The fuel's been set deliberately to allow them to get the most out of the car for that one flying lap. So definitely we'll get on to a driver.
Right,
definitely it'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Oh, it always is, mate. It's here at Sector 1, nothing but interesting. Might take this opportunity while the guys are on their out laps to go through the grid really quickly here. Currently leading the way from Ironheart Simsports is Super Fun Happy. Lovely driver here, new to the grid after filling in for one of the Ironheart drivers that did pull out earlier on the season. He's looking for a good result, try and get himself up towards the top end of 2B. In behind that, we have Renegade for Hooncorp, also coming off a 4-hour enduro today, so he'll be pretty exhausted, so best of luck to him there. Rudsey for Black Rose, currently third on the track right now for Black Rose Racing. Car's looking nice, he was looking quick in practice, so I've got a feeling he could be up there threatening a podium spot come the race's end. Killer and Loose for Lightning Motorsport here. Currently towards the bottom of the points area in Cat 2B, but is also a very quick driver in his own right. And should be able to pull off a good result here if he can just keep his nose clean, I reckon. In behind that, Malevolent One for Thunder Esports, the nice black and pink two-tone livery. Another car looked pretty good in practice and should be towards the top of this qualifying session, provided things go right. Archangel for Symmetry Motorsports there, team owner of Symmetry Motorsports, in the, Jetmark orange and black car. Madrid, the second of the Black Rose cars tonight in this race. Teammate to Rudsey, similar pace to his teammates, so it should be pretty good to see at these two here A little bit of umpire rules, some might say. Oh no, we'll find out. The boss for Blacklight Motorsport currently the top of Cat 2B in the point standings last time I checked, so a good result from him tonight should catapult him up to Cat 2A. Wartime for BSR, Brocky 05 Sim Racing here, first of our 2 BSR cars we have in the race tonight. In behind that is the teammate of Keza, Brocky 05 Sim Racing, possibly going for a little slipstream effect here maybe, a little bit of team order some might say. Debrev here, currently in P11 in the field for CP Motorsports. Nice consistent driver, one of the probably cleanest and nicest blokes you will ever race against on track, but don't get me wrong, he is formidable and will make life hard for you if you try and make it hard for him. Brewer for APR Motorsport, nearly that name, that was horrible of me. Just starting his lap now, coming around the first corner, the leader of APR Motorsport, and in behind him, fellow Tasmanian and the leader of Blacklight Motorsport, the Good Doctor, currently going from a slipstream from his, I was going to use a little Tasmanian incest joke there, but I'll save it. Anyways, before I bloody say something to incriminate myself, let's go back to the front of the grid and see what Super Fun Happy is up to.
Yep, so we've got him coming up now to, I think it's turn 8, and this is going to be pretty tricky because all of them will be pretty much consecutively. Those times, first times that you see, will be their starting order, will be their quality times. So we'll stay on Super Fun Happy and then try and cut to each other car as they cross the grid just to see what their times are. But yeah, this is do or die on this lap, no second chance. Coming down into turns 15, 16, the chicane. Very critical not to carry too much speed there. Understeer is not your friend.
Oh yeah, the barriers and the guardrails here are absolutely torturous. Can really ruin your day. Just even a little love tap.
204.
That's the benchmark. Right, Renegade here. Unfortunately, probably won't have the best luck coming out of him. Nope.
With 205, 202 for Rudsey, who I think got a
202.6 for
stream
Rudsey.
through there.
I think he certainly did. As the boss goes to the top now with 202.1. Wartime there, jumps in the second, 2 tenths behind the boss. Rudsey still sitting in third. Keza Johnson just put a time good enough for, I can't see him on the order here. I'll find him eventually. P7.
Yep. Just following Brewer down the hill into turn 15 with Good Doc behind him. A little bit of understeer there.
Do a lap.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, Pruitt here crossing the line, 204.0 to get himself to P7, and Good Doc matching his time to go just behind him in P8. And that is, that's qualifying. Right done, ladies and gentlemen. Great job there from everyone, and there is your pulse of it in the boss.
And very hard to call when you have 14 cars crossing the line in one hit.
Yeah, look, you sound like an auctioneer or one of those people that does the horse racing commentating, you know, just not shutting up.
All right, so qualifying results. We got the boss with a 202.149, a really, really solid time given that it is a one-shot. Wartime with a 202.344. Rudsey finishing out in third place, at 202.627, and finishing out the second row of the grid is Malevolent One with a 203.49. Then followed by Debrev, Super Fun Happy, Brewer in P7, Good Doc in P8. We got Keza in P9, Madrick in P10, Killer on the Loose in P11, Renegade P12, and Archangel Nemesis starting in P13. So that there are a couple there a little bit slower than I thought, but it is so hard to get that run on one only flying lap. So your thoughts on that?
Oh, look, I think good job to all the boys for keeping most of them, I think, if not all of them, kept the cars facing pretty straight. And like one lap, yeah, you can do as much practice for as you want to, but when that lap comes around, it is so hard to get it dead on right. You never get it perfect. Like shootouts in this sort of format, it really tests people, and it's credit to the boys for doing the times they've done, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Very hard to do. So on that, I think that we could go pretty much straight to the race. I'm just seeing if we've got Any comments in the chat? No, I can't see anything on mine.
I think one of the races unfortunately had some technical failures, so I might need a second to set this grid manually, I think, ladies and gentlemen. So please bear with me while I
No worries.
get
All
the
right.
starting
What
order
we'll
fixed
do,
up.
we'll just which driver was that?
That was Keza. That was
Keza.
unfortunately.
No worries. We will just quickly go to the intro, and we'll be back as soon as that grid is set, guys. All right, everyone. Sorry for that small delay, but we are back. We've got the driver back in the room and in the race, which is the most important thing. So I think on that, Captain Muffin, I reckon it's time that we get the Cat 2 Group B race brought to you by Adelaide Ceramic Coatings underway. If you can hit that gold button, we'll get the guys going.
That's the best idea you've had all night, and the night is still young, mate, so keep it going. Let's get the race underway. Right, the button has been pushed. Everyone settle in. Let's get this race underway here. 1 hour of Alsace in the Magan Trophy. Let's go.
Okay, all on the grid. 13 drivers. Alsace in France.
Rightio, revs rising, tension building. We have lights. 3, count it 4, make it 5. Red lights. We're underway here, Alsace.
That's a great start by the boss.
Yep, Brewer's got a great one.
And looks like Wartime will hold P2 into the first corner with Rudsey behind and then Malevolent One.
A little bit of contact in the back there. Prue got bored a little bit going through T1. It's fallen back to P9. Other than that, everyone's going through the first corner, so we'll keep on going here. Wartime and Rudsey going side by side.
Yeah, that's a very fast uphill left into, I think it's turn 3. The camber is actually really good there, although it does fall away as you go onto this short straight. Yep, I think we've seen a couple of perfect pirouettes on that straight in past races.
It's an easy mistake to make here. The limit itself is very, very hard to sort of like pinpoint where it is and where the grip sort of ends and where the grass sort of begins. But thankfully everyone here so fast managed to get through the corner just fine. Currently only 5 seconds covering the entirety of this field here. Great job here. Everyone's still in the hunt.
As they come up, that's turn 7, they're coming up to turn 8, which is almost like a velodrome that they use in bicycle racing. The way the camber works, you can carry a huge amount of speed around, and you can carry it all the way down through to the turn 11, which is a hairpin to commence that run into the third section of the track.
Yeah, and that hairpin as well. As we got Spear in the background. Oh, Archangel's lost it, unfortunately. We got damage all over the car. Must hit the wall there, just coming off the big banky boy.
So whereabouts has he come on?
He's currently P13.
Well, I'll just see if we've caught that.
I hope we did catch that.
Oh, just touch the grass and into the wall.
Yeah,
not that difficult to do there if you've chosen the wrong line through that turn 8.
That's very true, but it's okay. He still was in touching distance, only 5 seconds off P12 and 15 seconds off the lead. So currently, race isn't over yet. Very much he could just possibly go for an ultra fuel save here. Maybe try and catch up people in the pits if you wanted to.
Yeah, and watching that replay, we've seen Rudsey sneak through to P2, but then very tight. The boss has pulled out to about 1.3 seconds. Sort of stamping a little bit of dominance early on.
Taking no prisoners, the boss. He's just going for it. He's treating this Enduro like a sprint, the way he's driving.
Yeah. Go back and have a look at P4. We've got Malevolent One, just 4.5 seconds off the pace. Super Fun Happy, only 4/10 behind, which is good to see. I think this would only be his 3rd race in Sector 1.
I think you're right, actually, yeah. As he goes for a move, going down into the big banky boy. But because of the banking here on the outside line, it's very easy to do. Can't get moved on there to the Iron Heart driver.
Hold on and see what the run into turn 11. It's a really tight. Get rid of that.
Everyone makes it through cleanly. No one goes wide. Yep, carry on. Still only 7/10, about to be 6, separating the two of them. Very close there from the P4 and P5 drivers. And since I've been going through the lap, Boss has pulled that gap, that lead out of his to now 2.1 seconds. He is going hard here. And also as well, I think Change another crash. He's currently got damage on the front of that car again. I think he may have had an issue somewhere, I'm not sure where.
So we'll just work back through the field, just see what's happening on around P6, P7. So we've got Pruitt closing up onto the back of Dubrev. Now, I think Pruitt's picked up 2 spots since that opening corner. And he's rapidly closing this gap to Dubrev now.
Yep, definitely. The red mist has to send you after that unfortunate little couple of taps at the start of the race. I think you may have had a little bit of sort of typical turn 1 argy-barginess, pretty standard. Robbins racing, as the great ones sometimes say.
Yep.
But yeah, gap there between Brewer and Dobrev, currently half a second. But Brewer's also been hounded by Killer, who's been hounded by Madrick and Renegade. 2-for-1 special here.
Yeah, it's certainly
back of that train, yeah.
certainly tight. This would be really interesting to see what happens here through turn 7 into 8.
Yeah, going too wide there. Good Doc and Renegade. Good Doc going for the superior exit, but can't get a good enough run. Going to the big banky boy. Killer is currently side by side with Madrick. No, Madrick gives it in. Both look for another day. +1 for Killer. Dobrev starting to pull away here a little bit. Now he's got a bit more time on Brewer behind him. Yeah, your top 5, they've just, or really top 3, they've all just effed off.
Yeah, there's what from wartime back to malevolent one, 5.3 seconds. So
big gap.
So what are we? We're only about 7 minutes in. We'll go to the tire and fuel update shortly, but is there anyone running a different strategy?
Yes, there absolutely is. I'm keen to see what these guys do here. There is definitely multiple, well, I say multiple, I mean more than one, strategies on the cards from what I can tell.
No, excellent. Let's go back to this battle, back with Madrick. We've still got Killer's managed to ink out a little bit of a gap, but Good Doc's holding that pressure at sort of 4/10. So we'll just stay on that for this lap, and Kez has come back onto this group as well. So
the first car on the pits as well, as Archangel comes in off mediums and goes on the soft tyres. Interesting call. They didn't take any fuel either, just straight in, straight out.
Yeah, I guess just taking that alternate strategy, just play a different card after the bump.
Yeah, no, definitely trying to do something different. We're not expecting any sort of rain or any sort of weird weather phenomenons, or anomalies I should say, while we're here today, but who knows, maybe Archangel can see something we can't, and maybe there is a bunch of rain incoming. He's going to just abuse those softs for as long as he can and then chuck on the wets when they are required.
Yeah, and certainly try and get some pace back on the rear of the group, but yeah, interesting he didn't take fuel.
Yeah, as Wartime nearly went for a move on Rudsey, they go into the hairpin. God, that was tight. If Wartime didn't hold that brake pedal, that was going to be a major incident there. I think now, look, we're about to be 5 laps into this race. I reckon if any time's a good time to 5 minutes, 5 laps, what did I say? A good time for a tire and fuel update. I reckon now could be the time.
No worries. So thank you, APR and Automotive. Fire away. We'll go from the boss, who's sitting in first place, to the tune of 2.5 seconds.
Yep, 2.5 second lead. Like you said, the boss currently is on the racing soft tyre. He is going for the Ultra, and I love it. He's currently got just under 3/4 tank of fuel, and that left front of his is probably down to maybe like the 30% wear mark. It's definitely seen better days. I'm surprised if he's in for a pit stop very soon here. Rudsey there in P2 on the medium tyre. Currently same fuel as boss in front, about 3/4 of a tank touch under. Being handed by Wartime in behind him. Medium tyre wear is pretty good on that car. Rudsey's there, probably about maybe max of maybe 15-20% on the front left, and a touch less on every other tyre. Wartime in P3, touch less fuel, but only a minuscule amount compared to Rudsey in front, but his tyres are looking a lot better. Definitely noticeable difference in the tyre quality here, so Wartime playing the long game, trying to make sure he's got tyres for the end of the stint rather than the start. Super Fun Happy, who's now to P4. Great job there getting past Malevolent One, also on the medium tyre. Currently with just under 3/4 tank of fuel, same tyre wear as Wartime in front of him, keeping the car nice and clean. Malevolent One in P5, about 3/4 tank of fuel, touch under, medium tyre wear, a touch worse than Super Fun Happy in front, but a pretty minuscule amount that shouldn't make too much of a difference for his own race currently. Dobrev in P6 there, touch more fuel than the cars in front, but negligible amount, not enough to really get him back within touching distance of that sort of top 5 battle. Medium tyres, and he has abused that front left of his down to about maybe...
Yeah, while we're talking, something's happened to the boss. He's dropped down
Yeah.
into P3.
You're absolutely right. Something has happened to him. I wonder if his tyres finally gave in. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not. The capture button isn't playing games, but we'll have to keep an eye on that because, as you said, he's on the alternate strategy, and he's now sitting around about 2.7 seconds back from. Is he carrying any damage?
Not at this point in time, no, but he did lose 6 seconds that lap compared to his best, so whatever he's done it right.
Yeah, it just could have been an oopsie on the grass, but yeah, it certainly cost him, and it'd be interesting if he rethinks the strategy on the run now, because he does have to burn that extra pit stop.
It's going to be interesting to see, but continuing on with the tyre and fuel update,
Yep.
I think I was up to just on Debrev, so I must be up to Prua, who's currently in the battle pack of the century. Look at this! Oh, no, there's contact! Oh, Prua gets through on Debrev there. Well done. Brewer now to P6. He's been hounded though by cars behind. Look at this gaggle of cars.
They are queuing.
This is insane. This is amazing. 2x2 going into the next right-hander. Good Doc, Killer, Debrev and Madrick. Debrev gets the best of them. Peru hangs on to his P6. I've got to do the tyre and fuel thing. This is just too good to watch. Too good to miss. Right, while it's going the single file ever so temporarily, I'll quickly go on Prua, who's now in P6. He's got probably about 65-70% of fuel and medium tyres. That front left of his is unfortunately about just above half worn. Every other tyre about quarter worn, give or take. But we've just done Debrev, who currently, just been mentioned before. Fuel-wise, similar number to Prua, and about half worn the front left and then about a quarter everywhere else. Killer in P8, currently being handed by Madrick. He's got the best tyres of the grid. They're racing mediums and they have barely seen the ground. He must be levitating. The car is that good right now. Fuel-wise, about the same as the cars in front, about the 60% mark, but that's a good spot for him to be in. Madrick in P9. Tyre wear, pretty much copy and paste what I said about Killer. Very good tyres currently, maybe a touch worse, but nothing much in it. And about 60% of fuel currently for the Black Rose driver. Good Doc into P10 as the boss comes to the pits there off the soft tyre. He's got probably the best fuel out of the car, the rest of the cars in the battle pack in front of him, just at maybe about the 65% mark. Medium tyres also pretty well unworn, similar to Killer and Madrick. Keza in P10 now. Medium tyres looking magnificent. He's doing a great job at the 4 cars in front of him, and about the same fuel number, about 60% as the cars in front. Renegade in P11, also on the medium tyre, I should say, other than the boss, all cars in the medium tyre, and Archangel, just really want to make sure everyone knew that. Renegade there, also very great medium tyre wear, probably about 25% worn on the front left is the worst one, and about maybe just under 60% of fuel at this point in time. As Renegade spins it, Renegade has just looped it going on to the...
in front of us, it just looks like it caught the curb.
Very easy to do, really. The difference between like the little sort of astro mesh turf type thing and the grass, there's nothing in it. Very easy to get one wheel onto that and the car just agrees with you completely. There, boss just out of the pit lane now on the soft tyre. We just talked about him, full tank of fuel. Oh, sorry, he's in the medium tyre now, I do apologise. Just come off a soft. And Archangel, who is on the soft tyre after doing one pit stop, just over half tank of fuel, just put in the laps here currently.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting tyre and fuel on that, because there's a few guys towards P7 and behind, but they're actually carrying very good tyres. And as we get to the 30-minute mark, I think we'll see a massive improvement in their lap speeds, and will be a threat to the people in front.
Very, very much so. I reckon you're right there. Just looking at it right now, your top 4. Just looking at them, keeping an eye on their cars. Right now, Rudsey and Malevolent One are chewing through their tyres, which for Rudsey's case, trying to maintain the lead is probably a good thing. But for Malevolent One, he's just sort of falling further and further away from Super Fun Happy. Gap now 3 seconds and climbing for the Thunder Esports driver. Wartime and Super Fun Happy really smoothing the tyres, really doing a great job there. Keeping the cars nice and clean. Currently, super fun happy in a bit of no man's land. 6 seconds to the car in front and 3 seconds to the car behind. Everything's starting to spread out now, but maybe the cars should close back up as the race goes on.
Yeah, there was just one comment there in the chat that just saying mid-pack hack, just saying possible equipment issue for the boss. Yeah, that's a shame. Shame we couldn't pick it up on the replay, but he has gone in and changed strategy. You did say he went on to the mediums.
Yep.
And he's fueled up, so I think he'll just try and go as fast and consistent as he can, and see what happens on the track in front of him.
Yeah, well, going off the premise that all these cars in front of him now are going to be on a one-stop strategy, possibly, it means that he's going to have the ability to sort of run out his mediums a lot harder and without any sort of fears of, going over the cliff, because he's done 10 minutes or so on the soft tyre to sort of counteract that medium tyre wear. Like, the pit lane here, it's not the longest in the world, but there's definitely shorter ones out there. I'm not sure if you're watching it right now, but currently you've got Pruitt and Killer going side by side into the hairpin after coming off the big Banky boy together. Oh, there's contact, and Killer's around! Oh no! 2 does not go through there very cleanly.
Very, very tricky.
Wow.
Let's see if we can catch that. That looks like... oh yeah, there it is.
It's just one of those things, trying to do some hard racing and just at some point something's got to give, and at that point in time, unfortunately Killer copped the worst of it.
Sorry, I was just distracted. I had on the PC side of things, it wanted to start a virus scan, which I wasn't going to let it do.
Yep.
I'm the one with the virus tonight.
You are the virus, good sir. Yeah. That's all right.
And we've got, is that Good Doc coming? He had a look down the inside of Pruitt then.
Yeah, he's getting a bit
just rolled out of it, so he's certainly putting pressure on.
Yeah, getting a bit sort of antsy here, Good Doc now. Right now, Pruitt has destroyed his medium tyres. They are putrid on the front of the car. Surely at this point, Pruitt... Oh, we've lost Archangel. We've lost one. Archangel has left the room. He's gone. DNF.
That's a shame. Yeah, nine laps in.
Unfortunately, they're not making it to the 50 or 75% mark, so we'll not get any points for that race. But just as I was saying before, Pruitt here, he's absolutely destroyed his tyres. His ability to turn right is getting harder and harder every time he does. He's probably looking for a pit stop very soon, as Madrick gets a good run on Good Doc and cops a half-second penalty for his trouble. And let's try and go 2 by 2 again. You saw what happened last lap to Pruitt and Killer, boys. They don't do the same. Thank the Lord for that one there. Yeah, Pruitt, I reckon he'll be in next lap, this lap or the next, I reckon, come off his medium tyres, because they look absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, so what are we sitting at? About the 19th minute mark? And yeah, that will force Pruitt into a 2-stop scenario.
It certainly will. Like, I have to say, Level 1 and Rudsey are pretty much in the same boat. They're also probably going to be in pretty soon, the way their tyres are looking. Your P2, P3, if Super Fun, Happy and Wartime could probably stretch themselves out to a one-stop if they've got the fuel to make it.
Yeah, it really is a balance, because this track is abrasive. There are a lot of low-speed corners, but also, as you've seen in Turn 8, and I think through Turn 2, you've got quite fast, high-speed corners that take a fair bit of toll on those tyres, especially that right front. So, yeah, it's a balance between getting to that 30-minute mark, but also having usable tyres at the end of it. Otherwise, you are doing 2 stops.
Absolutely right. I think I haven't got a number in front of me, but I would not be surprised to hear that the amount of time you spend turning this track is like, what, upwards of 85% of the lap. It's just corner that leads into a corner that leads into a corner. As Good Doc there gets a move done on Pruitt. Gets the job done. Now to P5 for Good Doc.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a train behind him as well, so...
Actually, switchback from Brewer.
Yeah, good switch, great switchback.
Oh, no, Good Doc sends it down the inside. Oh, they both hit the grass, and Madric's going to say hippity-hoppity, P5's now my property.
Although Good Doc's not giving up here.
No, he's not, and Madric's to that penalty as well, so he's going to fall back no matter what.
That's brought Keza into the fray as well, right on the back.
Oh, where's this tight? This is tight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and Brewer
we've got 5 cars
past.
here fighting for one position.
Yeah, Dobrev might just get past Madric as well. It's going to be close, too wide through the corner. Everyone makes it through. Madric does actually hold the outside line and gets the best of Dobrev. Keza and Brewer going side by side now, going to the next left-hander. And they settle into formation once again. Easy, lads. It's still got
down into the chicane
to go.
They are really fighting here.
Yeah. Oh, they're sort of diving to the apex, trying to cover it off to the one style. Wowee. And is anyone going to box this time around? Get out of this traffic? Nope, they go again. Nope, Dobrev goes in. Dobrev is in off his medium tyres. He'll be going for a 2-stop. And also, I want to say as well, not a battle for the lead. Rudsley and Wartime separated by a sheet of paper at this point. Things are looking tight at the top, as Mark Scaife would say.
Yeah, certainly let him know he's there.
Yeah,
sometimes that can be...
Yeah, I think he's going for it. No, Rudsley breaks a bit deep, carries off the apex, powers on.
But Rudsley's in that hard position. He's got sustained pressure, so you're thinking no mistakes, no mistakes.
Unfortunately, though, Wartime has got the tyre grip. He is just monstering him through the corners. But unfortunately, cannot find a way through. Rudsley here went to the Brewer school of having the widest tips possible, defending the position like his life depends on it. Wartime trying to go for the outside move, gets a little run, but gets balked, goes to the outside for the next corner. There's no room there to go through.
Yeah, it is a tricky corner too, because it's very easy to run out on that grass edge.
The only sort of upside for the driver is that it does go uphill, so it sort of gives you a little more turn and power because you're not going as quick, so to speak. Rudsley here defending the position really well here, considering his tyres are absolutely atrocious right now. Goes around again for one more. I think really Rudsley, he's going to lose out to Wartime here if he doesn't box soon.
Just have a quick look at P7. It's just showing up on the screen there that we've got the boss on his way back.
Yeah, just saw
and
that
there he
too.
is, and he's bringing Renegade along with him.
Yep, Drewy here on the...
Killer's back in the fight too, remembering he had probably the best tyres of the lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely he did. Unfortunately, that little sort of incident he had with Brewer did not help the cause, as the moment one goes into the pits as well. Currently getting fuel in the tank as we speak. Puts Good Doc into P4 now. Great job from Good Doctor.
So Brewer's into the pits, and that will also... Yeah, I think we're still out of the realms of doing a one-stop at that fuel level. What sort of fuel was he carrying when he went in?
I think he had about 30-ish litres when he went in from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's only put 77 in the car now, so look, he's on for a 2-stop. No way he goes to the end from here in this tank.
So Renegade down, looking at the inside of the boss. That was very close.
Oh, that's
boss just had that
goes
corner
wide
speed.
behind him. Just saw in the background they're looking at Renegade. Killer went very wide in the exit of the corner, recovered it, but unfortunately lost a bit of time. Did a little scanty flick though going through the corner, which was great to watch.
Well, actually, a lot of commentators do say that this track's got a lot of hallmarks of a tarmac rally.
I agree with that completely. Absolutely. Let's just see. So your battle for the lead. Wartime's got the lead now. He's made the move.
Yeah, Rudsley was had a bit of gravel and grass up that on the run up the hills. So
yeah, look right now, Rudsley. He's sort of in a position where if he stays there, he's going to lose out to Wartime. But if he boxes, he's going to have to push like hell to catch up to Wartime.
So
he's
do you reckon
sort of
both these guys can get to the 30-minute mark?
Fuel-wise, yes, absolutely. Tyre-wise, Ruddy is going to be pushing it. His left-hand front tyre is looking pretty second-hand. Like, it's probably got maybe 1-2 laps left before that thing goes into like almost like a puncher state where it just doesn't want to turn at all.
Yeah, super fun. Happy. He's grafted out. He's got 7.5 seconds to P2 in front of him and 20 seconds back to Good Dog. So he's sort of grafted out a pretty solid spot there on the podium that if he makes no mistakes, he's going for a one-stop, you think?
Yeah, he can definitely do a one-stop at this rate. He has got the fuel and the tyres to do so.
Yeah, that's a really solid position to be in. Sort of, we're getting close at halfway point in the race.
Yeah,
and Good Dog's now pulled out about 3 seconds on Madrick. And we've got the boss down into P6, which is a great recovery from that time loss early on, around lap 5, I think it was.
Yep, doing a great job, boss is. And even though he's in P6 now, he's already done a pit stop and taken some fuel on. So really, he is due for another stop on top of this. So right now, he's able to get back to the front. It's one riddle with challenges because he's going to have to push hard, wait for all these guys in front of him to box so he gets some clear air, and then box again himself and go back into that dirty air and try and fight his way through. The only upside for him is that the cars in front of him will be on some pretty decrepit tyres by that point, so he should be able to make nice, easy work of them.
Yeah, the other thing too, when he pitted for the mediums, he took on a full fuel load. So that last stop, he'll only be short fueling and he'll be on softs. So you know, there's potential there to gain a little bit, and just in his quest to get back to the podium.
Well, there's no guarantee he goes into the softs really for the boss. Like as Ruddy goes into the pits, bites the bullet. Boss, if he wanted to, he could split his medium stint in half here and do another medium stint afterwards if he felt the softs didn't give him the. Oh, hang on, as Madrick spun. Madrick has lost it going up the hill.
Yeah, we'll just see what position he comes out in.
He's fine on the right gear eventually. He just can't get enough turning lock in that car, and there we go.
Let's just see if we can see what happened. Yeah, all fairly normal. Has he just gone deep, or?
I think he may have touched on the grass on the outside from what I saw briefly caught.
No, that was in front. Sorry, didn't catch it.
Okay, all good. No worries then. But yep, they do go around again. Rudzy brims the tank and comes out. I wonder here if Rudzy is planning on doing like a little one stop from here on out, but just undercutting it all, which he could make work, but his tyres are going to be screaming in agony in 26 minutes time.
Yeah, theoretically, he's not that far off having the fuel load to get home. With a bit of a fuel save and the right race, but yeah, it's keeping the tyres up to it, which he couldn't do in the first stint. But then he was also, there was a fair bit of fighting and dicing for those top 3 positions. So we got super fun happy. He's moved up to P2 now, and he's lost a little bit to wartime, but he's been able to grow the gap behind him to Good Dog by another second. So
yeah, great job there from Super Fun Happy here, really. Definitely still putting himself in a good spot for a podium. His biggest competition right now will probably be Boss on that alternate strategy, who is about 25 seconds behind, but with some very fresh tyres and more fuel in the car.
Yeah, he's certainly trying. He took a bit of grass on the uphill to turn 14. The other thing here, we're at the 29-minute mark, so the pit window is well and truly open.
That certainly is. I think as Super Fun Happy calls it, which factor in as well, you got to take fuel. When you come out of the pits here, you're probably going to be dead on 30 minutes in the race anyway.
Yep.
Wartime goes around again though.
Yeah, so Wartime did go around.
See, Good Dog does the same. Boss, Ari having done one stop, gets ahead of Super Fun Happy. So right now the plan for the boss is to build that gap to Super Fun Happy as much as he can for as long as the tyres will take him or the fuel tank will take him, and that way he'll sort of try and get himself back into that podium spot after starting from pole position.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see,
was
Super Fun
interesting the good doc went around again because he was losing time to Super Fun Happy, and his time's about a second. Last lap was 2 seconds off the car in front, so
Much I'd
maybe the
love to say
undercut
Good
might
Doc's.
come into play a bit.
Yeah, much I'd love to say Good Doc's trying to do a no stop. His fuel tank would not agree with that. He would have to drive around at 60 k's an hour in 6th gear to make a no
Yep.
stop work from here. What it has done though, it's given wartime 31, about to be 32 seconds of clean air just to exist in. God, he's probably thinking he's just on like a little practice run on his own. Where is everyone?
Yeah, although he will pit this race, and interestingly, he was doing almost identical times to Super Fun before he went into the pits. So those two have definitely got good race pace at the moment.
Definitely do, really. I think it's going to take either the stint of a lifetime from Super Fun Happy or a couple of mistakes from Wartime to bring those two close together. But anything's possible in racing. As Wartime, does he box? Yes, he does. Comes in. And now Good Doc being hounded by his teammate and the boss. Surely, I know Papaya rules, team orders, whatever you want to call it. Shouldn't be a play here with Good Doc on a different strategy to boss. As, yep, there we go. Good Doc lets him through. Boss there now to P2. He's got 32 seconds between himself and Wartime and another pit stop to go.
Power of orange wheels.
The power of orange. Actually, could be red. Oh no.
I can't tell actually. Look, we've got Good Doc boxing.
Yeah, Good Doc boxing. Wartime
actually had a reasonable run on fuel there to run that extra lap.
Yeah, done a great job there. As Renegade comes in, so is Killer in behind him. Those cars are doing just one more stop to the end. Wartime still putting fuel in. He shouldn't be too far off leaving now. The boss there currently got 17 seconds on Malevolent One, who has pulled off a massive undercut actually. Same with Rudsey. Because Wartime was there with him, wasn't he?
Wartime was, but I think so. The boss hasn't pitted because he pitted early. But I'm just looking at Malevolent One's time. So he definitely hasn't boxed yet.
No, Malevolent One is definitely boxed.
Like, he has.
He was early. I think he boxed early actually.
Early.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So he's on a different strat. He's with the same strat as boss currently. Rudsey though only boxed one lap earlier, but just looking at it, there's a massive fuel deficit. Yeah, I think Rosie probably could make it to the end from here, but he'd probably have to do a bit of short shifting to make sure it could work.
So that should put... How's his fuel, how's Rudsey's fuel compared to Wartime?
Currently is maybe about 20% difference in the fuel tank currently.
Yeah, and that's that time you're seeing on track there, 7.3 seconds. So yeah, that will likely come home to roost at some point in this second stanza.
Yeah, also Rudsey will have had that sort of benefit from the undercut, getting that extra lap out on Wartime on the fresh tyres, try and pull a gap, but it's going to hurt him towards the end of the race here when Wartime's tyres are in better condition. That gap should just close up lap on lap, I reckon.
Yeah. And Super Fun Happy sitting back about, looks like about 10 seconds back behind. So, and he would be on identical fuel to Wartime, do you think?
Touch less, but yes.
Yeah.
Not too far at all. And I've just seen as well that the screen isn't showing how much time is left. So currently we have about 26 minutes left to go. In this race here, for anyone watching intently. Now everyone's sort of spread out here. We've got a nice little battle for the back end of the podium between Rudsey and Malevolent One, but these two guys are on different strategies, so really, there's not much really to play for either of these guys. Like Malevolent One,
and that gap between Wartime and Rudsey, that has come down a second and a half already.
There you go. Wartime is not messing about here.
No. Well, he does have the Malevolent One in between, so even though on different strategy, he's still got a race. He's got good race pace.
What we were probably all asking as well is how is the boss's pace compared to that of Rudsey, Malevolent One, and Wartime? Currently, the last few laps, Well, Wartime just came out of the pit, so it's hard to get a good gauge from him. But right now, the pace of Boss he's pretty much matching, if not maybe losing out of touch to Rudzy and Malevolent One in behind him. Malevolent One's not really affected, like I said before, same strategy as Boss, but Rudzy, when he's considering he's sort of catching up a little bit, that could come back to hurt Boss towards the end when he has to try and get back past him again.
Yeah, he does have that additional stop, but I think it'll be a shorter one, and that's where the refuel rate may come into this too.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think every lead you can save, if you had the ability to while keeping the pace up, that's like an extra, what, half a second or so in the pit lane you'll find. Which, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add it up over a good few litres, mate, that's shorting your pit stop by like a decent chunk.
Yep, absolutely.
And look at that right now, this lap alone, Rudzy has found 6 tenths, 5, 7, 8 tenths on Boss since the lap began. Boss has lost a second this lap now, holy hell. I think the tyres on Boss's car have come to the point where they are wanting to give in, but for Boss's strategy to work, he's got to go to at least the 40-minute mark, which is in 2 laps time.
Can he get there?
He can get there, absolutely, but it's the question of, like, what does he do? Does he go a bit longer to chuck on a set of softs at the end, or does he box early, chuck on a set of mediums, and just go longer on the harder compound tyre and try and make it the time that way?
But bearing in mind, if Rudzy did short fuel by 20%, he will need to stop again at this pace.
Definitely will, absolutely. So really, then let's just say Wartime then is sort of the main competition, currently 22 seconds behind the Boss currently.
Yeah, I think there is the Boss is running a really good race there, but he's 17 seconds ahead. Is that enough that when he and Rudzy pit, where does Wartime and Superfun Happy come out on this?
I think at this point in time, the Boss, with the pace he's going, I'd have to say Wartime comes out in front. Superfun Happy would be either close, maybe a touch behind. It's going to be touch and go there. And then from there, it's just really the case of do those boys there defend their hearts out to keep Boss behind, or do they just sort of let it go and just make sure they can get to the end of the race on their own tyres?
Yeah, well, Wartime 21.5 seconds back. It's going to come down to the fuel speed.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Fuel consumption and the refuel rate.
Yeah, currently now, Boss could box this lap, but I think now would not be the opportune time. I reckon he's got at least another 2 laps in it before he comes in. Thank God I didn't commentator's curse myself there. That would have been just absolutely perfect.
So we'll just go back through the thing. So we've got Debrev with a 5.7 second gap either side of him. Superfun Happy, who's on the same strategy as Wartime, ahead of him. So he's sitting about 11 seconds back. Brewer 20 seconds back, 7 seconds in front of Good Doc. Good Doc further 7 seconds back. He's got 8 seconds on Renegade. Renegade's got company in both Killer and Madrick here. So this is the closest battle on track.
This is the only battle on track, really. Renegade's trying to sort of eke away from it. Killer and Madrick are the ones sort of really instigating all the issues here. Killer goes to defend the inside, can't get it done there, but Madrick can't get past going to the corner. They follow each other very closely here, sniffing the exhaust fumes, Madrick is. Going down the main straight now. Madrick gets a look at the inside. Does he have enough of an overlap to make it work? It's going to be close. And he gets it done, I think. No, Killer holds the outside line.
Killer will have a good run up the outside here.
Now it's up to Madrick here. If he can hold the inside going through the next fast left-hander, he'll have the inside for the right going downhill. Which having the inside for that corner is a marvellous thing, but...
Very tricky, this one around the outside.
Yeah, Killer there just manages to hold the inside line. The shorter distance to the next braking zone helps him out immensely. Just a little update for you guys at home. Wartime has brought that gap to the boss under 20 seconds now. Currently 19 and a half, and that gap is coming down pretty consistently. See now, 40 minutes into the race, does the boss call it? He does. Rightio. Boss will be going on to another set of mediums and going to the end from here.
So this will be the key where he comes out.
Let's see, yeah. Rudzy will get through. Malevolent One will get through. Wartime will probably get through. Super Fun Happy is going to be the first one that's really going to be in contention to be fighting Boss on the pit exit here.
So with just under 20 minutes to go, how much fuel will they take? Around that 70 litre mark?
Oh, possibly, I was going to say possibly maybe half a tank. Super Fun Happy will jump him actually. Fuel's still going in for Boss.
Yeah.
Still going in. How much fuel does he want? Well, is he going to drive the car back home? Super Fun Happy is gone.
Wondering why he's running to that percentage with only 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's very interesting. He's brimming the tank. And
Unless
Prue's going to get past him
unless he
as well.
plans to use it. So
Look, there's a real possibility here. As Prue doesn't get past him on pit exit here, but Prue will be due for another piss up himself, I reckon,
yeah,
pretty soon.
he's still P6. 37 seconds down. In front of him, we only have, I believe, Wartime and Super Fun Happy, who don't have to pit.
That is correct. Really then, so he's going to make up a deficit of approximately 34 seconds to get himself back into the lead, and possibly even a podium at this rate.
And 20 minutes to do it. So yeah, he's looking at a podium. I think for APR, just tire and fuel update, but just really the difference between cars, and if we can pick up the strategies, just
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea for the guys at APR Automotive. You're in safe hands.
All right, we'll start at the top with Rudzy.
Right, Rudzy here with a touch over half tank of fuel here. Tyre's actually looking pretty good this stint compared to his last one. He should be able to possibly get to the end on these tyres, but the fuel tank, it's going to be touch and go whether he has got enough fuel to make it, but wait and see what he does here. He might feel safe, he might not. See
Yeah,
what happens.
he went 20% short fuel, didn't he? Or thereabouts, yeah.
Yep, that he did. What he does have though behind him, hunting him down, is Wartime in P2 with much better medium tyres. As Malevolent One behind him.
Yep.
Yep. Currently, Malevolent One has got just under 3/4 of a tank, so he is looking. Well, the fuel deficit that was present between Wartime and Rudzy has closed up. So Rudzy here might be trying to play himself back into the game, but his tyre wear is probably going to be the killer for him, unfortunately. Whether or not he can save fuel is not going to be a factor when you're going through the corner. So Wartime here is looking pretty good. Super Fun Happy in P3, pretty similar sort of tyres, maybe a touch less fuel than Wartime in front, but enough to get home from here, without a doubt, surely.
And just calling out a big difference there, Malevolent one lap later than the boss, put in, I think it was 58.
Yeah, very interesting the call from the boss there. He must be looking at dropping some major qualifying laps to the end here. Unless, for all we know, the boss had to do a best impression of Rick Murphy, 5 minutes in the Portaloo.
That's possible.
Look, it's a real possibility. He's not the first person to have done that, and I'm sure it won't be the last. But right now, what you can really hope for is that Malevolent One sort of catches up to the cars in front for him. They sort of box a little bit, and then Boss gets a little free kick to try and sort of catch up to those cars in front. Right now, the gap between Rudzy and Wartime, P1 and P2, down to 2.6 seconds here. I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when for this point right now. Wartime is just on another level with the strategy he's on.
Yeah. And just glancing down the field, is there anyone else that stands out as from a tyre and fuel perspective that might just have the edge to jump a position or two?
Really, everyone's pretty much in the same boat from here on
Pretty
out.
much,
No one's really thought to be making any issues. Like Boss and Malevolent One are going to be the ones to watch towards the end here with their fresh tyres. Boss, unfortunately, really must have had the what's the opposite of the Deeds fuel crew, where they give you too much fuel rather than not enough. So what they've done there, really I'm not sure what the budget of the blacklight, but I'm pretty sure they got a transporter that shouldn't have to drive the cars back home on the freeway when the racing is done today. But if they had to, Boss had enough fuel for it.
Yep.
So that's a good sign.
But thank you, APR Automotive. It's given us some good insights there as to where the last 15 minutes or so will pan out.
Like right now, yeah, cars to watch, like I said, Millennial 1 Boss on their fresh tyres should be hunting down the cars in front pretty quickly, but Millennial want to get to the podium. He's got to find 15 seconds on Super Fun Happy as Pruitt comes into the pits for his last stop. With 15 to go, you could nearly assume he might go a soft tyre here, old Pruitt.
Yeah, definitely. Where was he? Yeah, he actually, I think he was about 5 or 6 seconds down on the car in front. So with softs and filling to the right level, he could hunt him down.
They definitely could, as long as he can keep the tyres clean, and he has done that. Pruitt is on the soft
Rudzi
tyres.
has come down by another second. So is Rudzi short? Is he short shifting to preserve his fuel to the end, not wanting to fall into the pits again? Yeah.
Yep, he's definitely short shifting from what I can tell. That fuel deficit, that gap is closing up to him on more time. But right now, he hasn't got the tyre really to be defending that position, I don't think. So it's going to be hard for Rudzi to maintain the spot. But look, a track like this, as long as he can keep his car on the apex where it matters, he should be able to hold on to that P1 spot. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Even doing the sums, 17 seconds back to P3. If he can get there on the fuel and tyres, he can lock down a podium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play the percentage game. Yeah.
Getting a win is absolutely marvellous, but sometimes just playing the long game, getting some points for the team, that's what will help you out in the long term. You got between Super Fun Happy and the other one. Yeah, Citroen ranging age.
So on one of these faster corners with the straights out of it, whether it's turn 8, down through those couple of that left-hand sweeper to the hairpin, we might see a move there.
At wartime, he looks at it going, no, ooh. He was poking the nose out. He's getting a bit antsy. Just smell a whiff of that wind. He is getting real here. Still 5/10 covering these top 2 cars, but that gap is closing. Rudzi defends hard inside, back to the racing line. Holds the position nicely, but Rudzi's going to be in with one of the most almighty tasks I've seen someone try to complete, I should say. Oh, Rudzi's putting his car everywhere that Wartime doesn't want it to be. It's good defensive showing here from Rudzi.
Yeah, this is this next sector I think will be the one.
Definitely.
Although Rudzi's holding a very good line through there.
Yeah, oh look, again, very close, almost touching on the exit of the big banky boy. How hard does Rudzi defend? Doesn't need to. Wartime doesn't fight too hard about it. Not yet, at least. Wartime going for the exit, going down to the next left-hander, going uphill. Rudzi holds the position. Wartime firmly in the slipstream. Rudzi still defending the inside line, I believe. Yep, definitely defends it. Wartime tries to hold the outside. Can't get it done there. This is
tight.
Need a
really good run out of here too to have turn 1 come into contention, but Rudzi should be able to hold this.
Yeah, he shouldn't really need to defend this too hard, Rudzi, but he does so anyway. Like semi-defensive there, so it's not a compromise his run through the corner on the exit. Which right now you've got one of the longest straights on the track coming down to sort of T3 here. Rudzi might have just played himself out of it as Wartime goes for the inside for turn 2.
He's got the inside line.
Turns to the outside for turn 3. Rudzi's going to have to get a break very, very deep here. Can he do so? Oh, he does! Oh, there was enough room there. There was exactly 1 McGann trophy plus 1 millimetre of room there from Rudzi said, hippity hoppity, I'll take that off your hands, good sir.
Yeah, but Rudzi is not giving up the fight here.
God no. This is what it's done really. It's going to start closing that gap to Super Fun Happy. Currently 18 seconds, so it has to be a very big fight for these cars to really make a 3-way battle for the lead. But Yeah, mate, look, if they fire hard enough, it's possible.
Yeah, just as long as Rudsey can look over. Hang on, we got wartime. No, I thought he was going to look at the inside there. Long as Rudsey can, keep his car in good enough order to get through 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah,
and potentially a lap on top of that, depending on where they cross.
I know this battle for the lead is absolutely entertaining, but if you ever need to take a break from it, the battle for P6 here, World Championship for P6 between Good Doc and Dobrev, also going off here. Both cars in sort of a pretty similar spot. Dobrev was slightly better tyre wear, but Good Doc was more fuel. So very, very good racing from these two.
Dobrev just said his fastest sector for that part.
But he did too. Dobrev here not messing about. Renegade looking for a move, and Good Doc. Oh, there's enough room. Oh, they make contact. Both down the track.
Right on the Armco.
Oh, Good Doc defends the position. Renegade gets shown the outside line. They fall back into formation. Prua, after doing these last pit stops, they're also at the P10. Currently with the best lap of 2:04.8, so probably not maximising the softs as much as he really needs to, but still putting in some good laps here. Try and catch up to those cars in front.
Yeah, so Renegade, Mandrick and Prua, they're going to fight. They're going to fight over this position, and Good Doc pretty much to the end.
Yeah, they're
There's
stuck
nothing
together
between
now.
them. Nothing between them.
Glued to the hips as Wartime nearly went through. I just caught the back end of it. Oh, Rudsey nearly loses it going through T3. Oh, these boys are not mucking about. Not sure where I was looking at. There's too many good battles. I wasn't
8 minutes.
prepared.
The countdown's on.
8 minutes definitely left. And look, in the first stint, Rudsey chewed his tyres out, but now it's Wartime actually sort of getting to a pretty similar level as Rudsey. Like, Rudsey went for the undercut, and his tyres aren't that much sort of worse than Wartime's. So we've got a pretty even battle here to the end, and that fuel deficit, while still in favour of Wartime, it's not a big number. There's a big banky boy once again at Wartime, holding the inside line as hard as he can. Oh, taking every bit of curb they can without losing control. Going into the hairpin, Wartime breaks deep and not deep enough. Rudsey holds the inside line.
Rudsey's driving very good lines here. He's not changing directions under braking or anything. He's just taking smooth lines that make Wartime have to really, really work hard for a pass.
Absolutely, doing a great job here. Really a good showing defensively here from the Black Rose driver. Oh, the two of them nearly making contact going to the braking zone down to the sort of final chicane. God, this is tight. This is marvellous. Gap now, 0.4 of a second in closing. Rudsey, semi-defense. Wartime looks to the inside. Trying to sort of spook Rudsey there, but unfortunately can't get it done. Won't be close enough for a move going through T2 this time around for Wartime, but T3 is definitely on the cards.
Yeah, well, you saw what Rudsey did to him the lap before, so maybe if I was thinking maybe short and cut in tight, that'll give him a good line to turn 4, which is very fast left-hander.
That certainly is very easy as well to go right at this corner here, getting a bit too ambitious with the right foot. Rudsey there, defending again. And Rudsey's not messing about. He's only a fraction, only like, what, 0.007 of a second of his best sector 1 time. So he's not messing about here. He's still going for it. Even with all this defending, Wartime going for the inside, going down to the downhill left-hander. He may have just done it here. Wartime holds the outside as best he... Rudsey, my apologies, holds the outside, but can't get it held. Maybe he can. It's going to be tight. Oh, going to the big banky boy.
Yep.
Oh, they could have sworn they rubbed panels there for a second.
Yeah,
I think Wartime may have done it.
A little bit of touching, but close racing.
Let's see what happens here. Wartime now inherits the lead of the race. Rudsey, after defending that hard, he's not going to let it go too easily. Wartime goes a bit deep. Oh, they're side by side. But Wartime with the inside line. Can Rudsey hold the outside?
Will he get a quicker run up the hill? He has.
great drive. Well done there.
And we're just at the 5-minute mark.
We are getting towards the end of this race here, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in, strap on, grab your popcorn if you haven't already. Wartime there going for the old switcheroo. Rudsey holding the inside line. Oh, things are looking tight. How many superlatives can I say over and over again before this race ends? Wartime there trying to do the old outside run. Tries to go for the switcheroo, bare exit. Can't get it done there. Rudsey still putting on a masterclass in defence.
This is what turn 2 and 3 look like on board.
Rudsey trying to work out which corner to defend, this one or that one. Wartime gets the inside for T2, loses the inside for T3. Oh, they make contact! Oh, and they both spun! Wartime's gone! Wartime's keep going, sorry. Rudsey's gone.
See if we can get that.
Wow.
What position? He stays out in P2?
Yeah, plenty of gap to P3, but that's just... Oh, all come to a head there, unfortunately.
Let's see if we pick this up.
Giving Wartime a 5-second lead now. Yeah.
It's Wartime to the inside. Just the slightest of touches there. But at that speed and under such heavy brakes, that was the outcome.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate for Rudsey. I can't tell if the car sort of got him under brace or if it was a contact that sort of did the damage, but the car was looking like it was going to hold the inside line, but unfortunately he just couldn't get everything lined up properly. Currently now he's 5 seconds off the back of Wartime.
Yeah, still managed to hold P2 with a quite a defendable buffer this late in the race, back to Super Fun Happy in P3.
Yeah, also as well, that fuel deficit between Rudsey and Wartime, it's almost negligible now. There's nothing in it, so Rudsey here has sort of brought himself back into that fuel gain, so to speak. Currently 4.5 seconds covering himself and Wartime, so he's getting a little bit of time back. And right now, Wartime's tyres are probably worse. Oh,
yes.
It's actually about even, but not too far off.
Certainly, I mean, from Rudsey's point of view, like I think you called it 20% less fuel at that stop. And he's managed to bring it back on par with the other guys. And until that touch, was racing very competitively.
Oh, absolutely. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I do want to point out as well, like the first year of your alternate strap runners in the boss, carrying up to P4 now, just got past him limit 1 not too long ago, but he's got to find 10 seconds in 2 minutes to get himself in contention for the podium.
Yeah, look, we'll certainly read in the team rooms and that just what happened there. But yeah, it was a shame because 28 seconds down, that alternate strategy, it would have been really it would have been really interesting to see just what happened there.
Absolutely.
But to recover and be in P4 at this stage of the race is sensational.
Yeah. And just
go back
as well,
and see what we've got here. We've got Madrick on the grass as we cross. Very tight contest there with Good Doc.
Not sure if you've seen this, Mr. Gurr, Mr. Banker, but you've still got the replay overlay on the
Certainly
screen.
have.
Yep. Perfect. That's all good. Thank you to Mr. Borky for pointing that one out to me. Gap now between top two. He is currently 4.7 seconds, sort of fluctuating around that mark. I think Wartime has just done enough here to hold on to that win, but like tyres are starting to get pretty worn. Let's see, Wartime may actually finish it.
45 seconds before we click over the 60 minutes, so this could be the last lap.
No, Wartime will make it around again. No way he's finishing this time around. Rudsey will be the same. Super Fun Happy,
Yeah,
he's on the cusp.
Rudsey will just get through. Yep.
Let's see what Super Fun Happy does. He's got about 20 seconds to get to that line. And I think he's just going to make it too.
Yeah, he's only 14 seconds down, so he'll get through. And then the boss will be the first of our
I think, no, Boss will make it. Boss will also make it. Barely, but he'll make it.
7, 8,
No, he's made it. Malevolent One, will he be the first to finish? No, yes, he will. Malevolent One, P5, your first finisher.
That was actually less than a second.
Yeah, that was tight. Like, I'm not sure if that's the plan on the boss, but good work either way.
Yeah, so Dobrev coming around in P6. Really solid race from him.
Yeah, great job there from the CP driver.
And Renegade and Good Doc coming through for 7th and 8th. And I think you find both those guys are sitting at 11th, 12th at different parts of the race. Madrix finished 9th. Killer P10. Kessa coming down through the chicane for P11.
Yeah, she's looking behind that as well. Prua is on the racing soft tyres and he's front left. Might as well just be a rim at this point. There is nothing of it left. It is just red.
Just cut back to wartime. So coming into the, is it turn 11? Then we'll run down and up the hill for the last time. Yeah, Rudsey's still pulling time out. So he did not give up.
I think if we have one more lap, Rudsey would have got that position done because Wartime's front left is about to hit that sort of like a quote-unquote puncher zone. But yeah, Wartime, we are doing enough here. Gap is 2.3. All he's got to do is just turn left. This is a great win
for Wartime as he comes across the line. And also for Rudsey, the two of them have put on a great display for pretty much 50 minutes of the race. So congratulations, Wartime. Big win, and Rudsey was second. And Super Fun Happy, third race in, picks up the podium with a very, very solid P3. And the boss, after overcoming difficulty with a mishap early in the race, to come back into P4 is a sensational drive.
Great job there from the boss there. Definitely a case of what could have been if the field numbers were a bit more accurate, but you know, either way, P4 is still a great job. Good points for the team and for himself.
Okay, the podium. So, and as we said, a stellar first place there for total time of 1 hour, 1 minute 41. So got the 29th lap. And these top 4 or 5 drivers, very solid fastest lap times. Wartime P1, P2 on the podium, Rudsey, rounding out the podium, Super Fun Happy with a great P3. The boss P4 and also best lap of the race at 203.265, so left nothing on the table. Malevolent One P5, Debread P6, Renegade P7, the Good Doc P8, Madrick P9, Killer P10, Keza P11, Prua P12, and we've got a DNF for Archangel that was fairly early in the race, about lap 7 or 8, I think. So, yeah, look, some epic battles across not just the top 2 or 3, but at times during that race across the midfield, with multiple passing attempts, cars 3 and 4 wide into corners that just shouldn't be, and pulling it off cleanly. Yeah, I reckon it was a great result, and yeah, great race to the podium getters. Your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, absolutely spectacular from everyone. Really, it was a great job from those guys there to sort of do what they did. The one stop worked a lot better than I thought. The car was actually pretty consistent over that sort of strategy. Like, yeah, if that's just a taste of what we're in for the rest of the sort of categories we have, then mate, give me a plate of it. I want some more.
Yeah, and I definitely think that one stop wasn't easy, because a few tried it and got caught in battles, and it pretty much destroyed that chance of getting to the to the half or close to the halfway mark for fuel. But yeah, your thoughts on drive of the day?
Yeah, look, it's tough. It's tough to call a driver a day in this race. I've been sort of pondering it for the past about probably, let's say, 5 minutes, trying to work out who was the best person. But look, for me right now, I've got to give it to Rudsey, I reckon. After being in a spot where I thought he was just firmly into that P2, possibly P3 spot, to be fighting for the win that late into the race, I thought was just great job there from the Black Rose driver. So, look, it's just, for me, he put on a show, so I have to give him driver a day, at least my nod at least.
Yeah, just looking at the chat, driver of the day, the boss from Revs. Yeah, look, a very honourable mention. A great recovery back from where he was. Um Deborah Fish, how can you pick driver of the day between Rudsey and Wartime? I have to go with my boy Wartime. Actually, it is that close for me between those two. And look, I'm going to give it to Rudsey purely on his ability to pull that short fuel off, to put him up in a position that enabled him to challenge so hard, for that last third of the race.
Yep. No, I agree. I guess that's a good sort of reasoning. Yep,
But
definitely.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty much a toss of a coin between the three of them, actually. And also, look, you can't go without saying, super fun, happy. That was a very solid race. He drove to that one-stop strategy and executed it really well. So,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Probably should give
great
him a little
Group
nod,
2
being a
Cat B
teammate.
race. Sorry, Cat 2 Group B race.
Yeah,
As you
it's
can
all
tell,
good.
guys, I am struggling big time with a virus that I didn't know I had earlier in the day, but we'll get there. But what we'll do, we will just quickly go into, or first of all, Captain Muffin, thank you very much for RDing and commentary tonight. Pleasure as always. And I think it's time that we'll throw the intro up for a while. We'll change into the Cat 2 Group A race that's being hosted by Mountain Goat, and we'll be back hopefully in only a few minutes. So
Thanks
thank you,
very much.
everyone.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We have our Group 2 Cat A drivers almost ready to go. And I do welcome our RD Mountain Goat from Brocky '05 Sim Racing. How are you tonight, mate? I've got some issue with one of the drivers trying to get in, so we have done a reset
Yeah.
to do everything we can to help. But other than that, what are your thoughts on how they're shaping up in practice?
Oh, mate. Yeah, they're. It's good to be here. No, they're doing all right. So we've got our category two drivers out at the moment doing their thing. It's looking like mediums are the go.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. You can kind of run whatever you feel like.
yeah, we're just looking. We're still waiting for the driver. Just give it a minute. I'll just check Discord to see where he's at. Yeah, but I don't know if you saw any of the stream for the first part of the race, but yeah, definitely mediums, although we did see some people use softs to capitalize or to sort of rectify a mistake. But also, we saw a pretty impressive fuel save from one of the drivers as well. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed game, actually. It's just not a generic race by any stretch.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I was talking to Boss after that race, because he had pole
yep.
and he was looking really good, but he accidentally started on softs, so he was a bit disappointed about that. But
Yeah, I think it just caught him out too because he did lose about 8 seconds in one lap.
yeah,
But yeah, we're all excited thinking he was going to try a three stop, but
yeah,
no, it was a mistake.
yeah, no,
All right. Well, look, I think what we might do, we'll get into qualification
yep,
because we've reset the room. We can't do much more than that. But if he does get in through the quali period, which is only very short, we can do a rear of the grid start to try and get him a start. So with that, again, identical format to the Group B race. So qualifying 5 minutes, 20% fuel. It is a one shot, out lap, flying lap, in lap, and it's all over from there. So I reckon if you want to, have we got everyone ticked in?
yep, I shall get it underway.
All right, guys. So here we go. With this group of drivers, this qualifying session will be an absolute cracker. I've got no idea how we're going to call 14 cars ripping across the line in one lap, but here goes.
So first out of the pit lane is Big J, and clean air is it's probably pretty ideal here. You want to get out on your own. These long corners are a little bit taxing if if you don't have the full potential of the aerodynamics. So yeah.
Yeah. Also avoiding braking duels into a couple of those tighter corners, the hairpins. It'll only slow you up big time. But yeah, this will be interesting. So we got Big J. I think these are the actual track positions. Rev's in the queue behind. And we've got the stranger sitting in there who has pulled out a couple of great qualities this year. Mr. Bumcrack, Kraken Esports there. We've got Laminator sitting behind, followed by Blind Man, who is seriously quick in this class. Greg's. Then we've got Petey Pops, Carbon Boy, Black Project, Free Licks and VF, and who we got? And Grovel sitting down the back and just slowing up to make sure he's got room for that one lap attack. So we might sit on the front.
Yeah, so you ideally you want to kind of leave a bit of a gap in front because you can only go as fast as the person in front of you.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's what everyone seems to be doing. It's a good idea.
Yeah, just avoids mistakes. I mean, you're focusing on perfect line execution on a one-lap shootout, and the last thing you want to be doing is trying to second guess what another driver's doing if you're too close.
That's right. So we might ride on board with Big J here. As he comes up to turn 1, he's going to look for that 50-meter board. Go down into third gear. Nice apex there, uses the whole road. So it was quite nicely done for the first corner. Then you got a long run up to turn 2, which is flat out. You want to keep it over the left-hand side here so it gives you all the track for turn 3. And it's down to third gear and you throw it in for that corner.
Yeah, a little bit of a camber change through there too at the river strip.
Yeah, it is very undulating. Catches a few people out. Then this is a long left-hander where you kind of get confused on if it'll ever end. And then braking at the start of the curb there, down to third.
We saw a few in the earlier race absolutely putting the door handles on that arm car on the inside.
Yeah, that's where you need to be. And then he's going to go down to third there. Slightly misses that apex, but carries the speed. It's important to carry the speed in these things because speed is hard to come by. Momentum, should I say. And this is a very interesting corner. There's a lot of different ways people take that. Some people just ride the high line and some people go down low. So Jay using the high line there. And this is a tricky complex as well. Going down to second gear. Keep it narrow there.
Actually, Revs took a really fast, tight line through there. It would be very interesting to see how this pans out in the lap time.
Yeah, right.
He absolutely nailed the apex going into the 180, the hairpin.
Yeah. Coming into the last complex now. Back to second gear for the last corner.
So this is, guys, you're going to have 13 times flash before your eyes.
Here we go, Big J.
Revs got it.
Revs gets him. Stranger third. Bum crack.
Yeah, up to second, P2.
Up to P2. Blind man for pole.
201.
201.9.
Yeah.
That's a nice lap. Freddie Pops slots into 9th. Boy, where did he go? He slots into 7th. We've got a few more to come. Next of which is Grovel. And he's
so Black Project crossing the line into 9th.
And that's it. BF is the last one over the line.
That's how it worked. Very hard to keep an eye on that as it happens so quickly. But I've got to say that Blind Man has pulled out another blinder. He's done it in a few rounds this year. He's seriously quick. But yeah, Revs, when I saw how he took that apex going into turn 11, I think it was, through turn 10, just nailed it. Dream line. So as soon as we get that results page, here it comes. Okay, so with a stomping time at 2.01920, first place or pole position is Blind Man, followed by Revs in P2, rounding out the podium, P3 Bumcrack, and joining Bumcrack in the second row of the grid is Greg's. And if you look at these times, there's top 4, there's half a second between them. Big J P5, The Stranger P6, Carbon Boy P7, Felix P8, Black Project P9, Laminator P10, Grovel P11, VF P12, and PD Pops P13. But one thing I can say about those times, there are some seriously fast guys in the back half of the grid that, you know, in a one lap, it's very hard to execute perfectly. There's some very fast guys that will be chasing down the guys in the front.
Yeah, that's right. And I've just noticed that Budsy has been able to return. So I'm going to cancel the start of the race and we'll do a manual grid and we'll put him at the back. So it's good
No
news for
worries.
Budsy.
All right, guys, it's worth doing this for the driver to give him a start in what is a mini enduro 1 hour race. So we will just go into an intro, get the manual grid set, and be back as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience with this. Cheers. All right, we're back. So the good news is we have a field of 14 drivers, maximum field in what is arguably the most dynamic and competitive class that we have in Sector 1. Some of the battles historically, including this season, have been absolutely epic. So great to have a full field. So I think we've given them time. We've got them all lined up.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, Gary. I reckon you smash that button. We'll get them going. Cat 2 Group A brought to you by JSM Accounting Group. I'm really looking forward to this race. just looking at some of those qualifying times and where people are positioned, it will be really, really interesting.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit of a long hold here on the grid.
Yeah, very long hold.
Oh,
One
and
light,
we've got light.
2, 3, 5 lights. Cars are revving. We are set to go. And we're off. Great start there by Mr. Bumcrack in P3. Has Revs been able to get that inside line? He has, but I think we'll see Blindman with a faster run up that outside and hold the inside for the next corner. But yeah, really good clean start. That's great to see.
Yeah, nicely done by Blindman there, just holding on to P1. Revs looks like he might have a crack here into turn 3. He's there, and he does nip up the inside. They're going to remain side by side though through this next left-hander.
If he can hold the outside here, he's in a good position coming into turn 5, I believe, the 90-degree right.
And look at Bumcrack here lifting his lips. He's going to have a crack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the inside of
And
Blind
he's done
Man.
it.
Yeah, beautiful job there. So,
and you got Big J giving a fair bit of pressure to Blindman out of that corner as well.
Yeah, there you go. Blindman, with the blink of an eye, he's lost 2 spots. Who would have thunk it? I think things have just settled down there for a moment. Greg's is looking pretty racy behind Big J there.
Yeah, and we got Felix, I believe, was setting some really good times in practice earlier today.
Yeah.
Dropping a few ones on heavy fuels, so he'll be certainly someone to watch out for.
Oh, Big J's just had a bit of a moment there. He's side by side with Greg for his left-hander. Felix just runs into the back of him.
Yeah, just a bit of loss of traction going up the hill. Unfortunately, DNF there for Budsy.
Yeah, I don't know what has happened there, but we'll get to the bottom of that. It's kicking off for the World Championship for 6th place here. We've got Stranger defending from Black Project.
And how loose was Black Project going into turn 17? That was epic. But he managed to hold it and keep it off the wall, looking very racy.
Yeah, and he's got a nice run out of turn 1 there, so that will let him prevail into E6. So he can go and chase down Greg's.
We'll just go back and we'll just have a look a little bit further back. So we've got Felix after his bobble. Grobble has moved, I think, 4 places up, so into P8. Laminator in P10, PD Pops, BF, and so far Carbon Boy, which we've missed something there because Carbon was in P6 early in lap 1.
Yeah, that's right. Something has happened to Carbon Boy there. I think it was on lap 1 because his first lap was about 2 seconds slower than everyone else, so that could be the reason. But and
no one's really jumping away here. Just 6 tenths back to Mr. Bumcrack, who will be really happy with this showing because he definitely is the calibre of driver to be at the pointy end of these Cat 2 races.
Yeah, that's right. That was a nice start there from Bumcrack. He didn't kind of force anything. He was just there at the right time and made it work. So, yeah, good stuff from him.
And one thing we did notice in the first race was that pretty much everyone everyone did intentionally start on mediums, but a few burnt them up or burnt their fuel up really quick and turned their race into a 2-stopper. Rather than the planned 1-stop. So I'm just interested if this pace continues, how that transpires over the next 15-20 minutes on how their cars, how they look after their cars.
Yeah, because you can get caught up in battling so easily, and then yeah, you look down at your tyre wear and there's not been much going on there. So yeah, you really got to pace yourself throughout these stints. But we might go on board with Black Project here as he is closing up to the back of Greg's P5.
Yeah, certainly he's looking the fastest at this point in regards to fighting for positions.
Yeah. Well, actually, something to note, Greg's is the only person on soft tyres.
Soft tyres, yep.
Yeah. So everyone else run mediums.
So running the alternate two stop, sorry.
Yeah. Giving it a go.
Yeah, although pretty much half the field, as I said in that first race, half the field turned their one stop into a two stop.
Yeah. Back up the front, we've got, it's almost a battle pack between the top four, but everyone's nicely spaced out by about 8/10, so nothing much is really happening. They're just kind of letting the race come to them, which is what you need to be doing in the at the start of a race like this. You don't need to be battling too crazy. You just want to get yourself a ticket to the end.
Yeah, and we do have 54 minutes to run, so there's a long way ahead. And I was just looking, we've got pretty much Grovel is all over the Stranger at the moment, and Doherty would have, he's just made a bit of a mistake and let Laminator through, went a little bit deep into the corner, but Laminator and Grovel have been big movers here, just in how they picked up multiple positions in lap 4. So we might stay on this because I've got a feeling the Stranger's going to be under a fair bit of pressure here. And at the 55-minute mark or 54-minute mark, you've got to work out what do you do. Do you let these guys run, or do you fight them and chew your car up?
Yeah, that's right. That's what you're weighing up throughout these first couple of stints. And I just saw Black Project. He had a look at Greg's into turn 3, but thought better of it. So he's remained in 6th spot.
Yeah, and it's no coincidence with Black Project and Mr. Bumcrack doing so well. You've only got to look at the team points for Kraken Esports. I think they're 3rd in the team's championship at the moment. Very solid performance across all 4 drivers.
Well, that's good stuff from those lads.
Yeah, so
but yeah, Felix has got a bit of a run here on Stranger. So he's going to look to the inside for this one, but it's going to ultimately turn into the outside.
Yeah, the Stranger's not giving it up there, but will he go a little wide? So the switch back from Felix.
There you go.
Yeah,
that was nicely done.
Yeah, it's pretty hard when you're running wide around turn 10. If you do come in tight, it's quite often you will go deep under brakes there. It's very hard to pull up.
Yeah. Oh, and Blind Man has found a penalty, so he's got a half-second penalty running in P3
so
there.
This will fall right into Big Joe's hands.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a nightmare start from Blind Man. I think he was hoping for a much better start than this.
Yeah. As we've seen in the other races, we certainly can't write him off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, Big Joe just closing up. He's taken best part of 3/10 out of Blind Man since he's got the penalty. Does ebb and flow a bit, but he just got to make sure that it's a quick pass and maximum gain.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and it's kicking off for 10th place as well. We've got Carbon Boy looking down the inside of Lambinator, and he makes that work. So
yeah, back on the road recovery. It's a shame we didn't catch what what happened there. But yeah, he lost, what was it, 6 positions.
Yeah, right.
Because he did pass Stranger on lap 1 to get into P5, I believe. Or certainly P6.
Okay, back up with Blind Man. He's just about to serve this penalty. And Big J is going to look to the outside with this right-hander. Gone a bit wide, and he just avoids the grass. And Blind Man's going to
been
keep
able to
it.
hold him off, yeah.
Yes, that was a good effort.
Yeah, Blind Man must have inked out a little bit of a gap leading up to that burn zone. Just to hold off the half-second differential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually expect these two to, now that the race has settled down a bit, to pull back the two in front. Although that said, focus on Revs. He looks very racy tonight.
Yeah, he does. I think he'll be the one to kind of sit behind and just watch. He's going to want to make things happen. But Grovel is making things happen, and he is looking at the inside for P7, and he gets that done for the braking zone.
Yeah.
There you go. A lot of people try and stay wide there to kind of defend into turn 3, but you can actually just simply be ahead of them before that braking zone.
Yeah, because if you do apex it right, you can pretty much get great drive out of that corner full throttle.
Yeah.
Safely, and hold it flat all the way around to turn 4.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, back up with Freelix here. He's on the back of Black Project. He's got that really nice line through the right-hander there, and that's given him a good run. And should have a bit of a straightforward move there as Black Project backs out.
He actually gained a lot of ground there, and taking that lower line.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have seen people make both the lines work, so it's kind of down to personal preference.
Yeah, and Grovel's very much in that, he's right on the back of that battle pack now, so, and another 3-car train just a little bit behind him. Greg, Stranger and Carbon Boy.
Yeah, that could kick off.
Well, both Stranger and Carbon, they've raced this track quite a few times over the last 3 or 4 years, so they would be used to it, and they know the ins and outs. And you know, as we speak, Stranger's put a move on Greg's there, and he's managed to get it to stick going up through turn 2.
Yeah.
Although, I thought then for a minute Greg's was going to take a tighter line, but he's held back, but it's put him very much in clutch as a Carbon Boy.
Yeah.
Huge speed differential there in that turn into that corner. But Greg's will hold the inside line for the right-hander.
Carbon Boy's going to look to try and get a better exit. It doesn't really work out for him there. They're just going to have to sit behind and wait for the next opportunity.
Out of this corner, turn 7, a good exit. You can actually carry the speed in the turn into turn 8. The velodrome.
Yeah. Good name for it.
It's actually good to drive around there. It's although that little dirt section there can be a pain.
Yeah, and he's got a nice run there on Greg's. He's going to look up the inside into the right.
I think he's got it. Yeah, he's got the braking.
Well, they both run a bit wide, but he manages to hold it.
Yeah, and look, commentator's curse on blind man, Revs and Bumcrack have actually been able to ink a couple of seconds out.
Yeah.
And blind man's certainly under pressure from Big J.
Yeah, well, there you go. So the difference there is Bumcrack and Revs are doing really low 4s, and Blind Man's doing a high 4 or a
Low 5,
low
yeah.
5. Yeah, so there you go.
No worries. Well, we're about a quarter of the way through. It seems to be just settling down. Let's have a look back here first. Not quite settling down. We've got Grovel 1/10 on Black Project.
Yeah, not much.
And Bumcrack with the fastest lap of the race at a 2:03.576. Very sharp time.
Yeah, especially for mediums.
Actually, the pace Black Project's going, if you're a Grovel, you'd almost want to have a bit of a fuel save, but no, just as we said that, I said that, he's sending it.
Yeah, gonna look for the cut there, or the over-under, but Black Project just kept it on the no-pens. And it's actually tightened up at the front, so Bumcrack is only 4/10 away from Revs here. So he's just been gradually gaining this whole stint. And yeah, and he's just about within striking distance, but I don't know if he'd want to. He might seem pretty happy there.
Yeah, if you can look after his car and save a bit of fuel and still turn in lap times like he's doing, they are very sharp. We'll look at Rev's lap times. Yeah, if he can mirror Revs and keep that gap to under a second and save a bit of fuel and look after his tyres as we get about another 13 minutes to the halfway mark. Actually, it's probably a good segue, a good time for just a bit of a quick tyre and fuel look, especially behind in amongst a couple of these battle groups. Thank you, APR Automotive. You're in safe hands. And we're in Gatey's hands for the tyre and fuel update.
Yeah, that's a worry, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so Rev's leading the way. I'm just going to make note of the front left-hand tyres, because that's all everyone seems to worry about. So he's just got under 50% fuel, and his front left is looking a bit worse for wear, around 55% wear.
Yep.
And Bumcrack is exactly the same on both tyres and fuel. So yeah, they're mirroring each other through this first stint. Blind Man has a lot worse tyres. His tyres are probably about 60% worn, but he's got a bit more fuel, so that will help him with a pit stop. We've got Big J, who's got the best tyres of the top 4, with about 50% worn, and maybe 50% fuel as well. So they're all pretty similar.
Yep.
And then Freelix, similar to the front runners, you've got about 60% wear in the front left, and maybe 45% fuel. Grovel, 50% tyre wear, 45% fuel. And then Black Project, maybe 60% wear, but he's got maybe a couple over 50% for his fuel. And then behind him we've got the Stranger, who's doing pretty well on his tyres. Yeah, probably about 50% as well, but 45% fuel. Carbon Boy, maybe he's got 60% wear and 45% fuel as well. So everyone's looking pretty similar. Lambinator has the worst by far. He's got about 80% wear on his front left, but his fuel's looking good on 45. And VF has the best tyres in the field so far, with about 40 or 45% wear and 50% fuel. So he's doing well. And then Petey Pop's 80% wear with 40% fuel, so he's been pretty rough on the gear. And then Greg's has just jumped in a pit stop, but he's on the soft tyre.
Yep, on the alternate strat.
Yeah, so look out for him.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. There's a couple there that, what are we, 10 minutes to go to the sort of halfway mark. And yeah, there's a couple there sitting on 80% fuel and sort of sub 45%, 80% tyre wear. They might struggle with consistent lap times towards the halfway mark, which is what we saw with a few in the previous race, forcing almost into that extra stop. But yeah, very interesting, especially the front runners. There's not a lot there.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, the front two, there's less than a second between them. They're nearly 7 seconds out on Big J, who with Blind Man's sort of a separate battle pack now.
Yeah, that's right. They've all kind of paired up really throughout this field.
Yeah.
As Blind Man's jumped in the pits actually, so
he's gone early.
First one to blink.
So that puts him on a 2-stop.
Yeah.
Although it is possible, still possible for a 1-stop to come home. Just be interested to see what tyres he comes out on. And the Stranger's gone in too.
Yeah. He's come out with 7% fuel on a set of mediums.
Yep, so definitely a two-stop strategy.
Yeah.
Stranger's
doing the same thing.
Same thing, exactly the same.
Yeah, so there you go. And sometimes that's good, like if you're in a pack, just to pit and get a bit of fresh air and run your own race and see where you end up.
And one thing that we saw from like the boss, that second stop is a lot shorter because you're shorter fueling. You know, just enough to get home. So yeah, it can have benefits.
Yeah, splash and dash.
So Freelic's got a bit of a gap either side of him, just over 3 seconds. Grovel has pulled out another 2 seconds on Black Project. So now in pursuit of Freelix, and you know he's still had a pretty he's a bit more tyre than the guys in front, but it's still very reasonable, and certainly getting to the midway mark.
Yeah, and 2 leaders are actually our closest battle on track. So we might stay on board with Bumcrack for a lap and just see how he's going, see how he's managing the car. So going into turn 1, he's doing a bit of short shifting. He's up into 5th gear there, and short shifting about the 3/4 mark. And Revs is actually revving it out. So that's the difference between the slipstream.
Yeah, it's just helping him conserve it. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. He's still driving it pretty hard into the corners, so he's prioritising fuel over his tyres at the moment.
Very, very tricky corner to get this right for a fast exit. There's not a lot of room on that river strip. Close into the light post. And this corner is also critical because it carries the speed into the next turn into the next corner, which is just grab the banking and go for it.
Yeah, and this car is all about momentum.
Yep.
Because acceleration is a strong point, so you've really got to carry a lot of speed through the corners to get a quick lap time. But just as we've been on board with Bumcrack, Revs has pulled it out to about a second lead. So like Concrete might have got a bit of stage fright there.
Yeah, this next bit where we go down into the chicane, a little bit wide on the grass, so yeah, we've done the streaming curse.
Yeah.
But really interesting to see on board how the cars handle this chicane. This is a really tough braking area. To get that apex there, that Buncrack did a good job. Yeah, so that little foray on the grass cost him nearly 8/10.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's his first 6 of the race. So that was nice of us to jump on board for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of his
Always
laps
glad
have
we
been,
can please.
yeah. Rest of his laps have been 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
And then we watch
he goes
one
and does
does
that.
a 6. Yeah.
So what we'll have to do is go on board with every car in the race, just to even it up, a bit like an NRL
Yeah.
referee.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be interesting.
All right. Speaking of solid times, Grovel, even with that front wear rate, still solid 5s there. A couple of 4s in the 2 laps before that. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's taken about a 2.5 seconds out of Freelix.
Yeah, right. Oh, his Freelix's fronts are looking a bit worse for wear. He's got he's really lacking a bit of grip there in the front, so you can definitely see that. And in the times, the times are not too bad actually, but in the next 2 or 3 laps, he's definitely going to
It'll fall off. Yeah,
Yeah.
to hold those. What he's got 4 consecutive 4s there. That's come at a price. And a couple of low 5s, yeah.
Yeah, he's just had an excursion through the grass there, so it didn't even respond when he turned it in.
We'll just go back and see how Carbon Boy's going.
The comeback kid.
Yeah. He's
up into P7, so it's
cutting
not a bad
that time
drive.
down to Black Project. We know Stranger is pitted in amongst that, but then you also got VF doing what he does really well, just consistent lap time. His lap times are about a second off, but he'll be there with a good car at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's Blind Man after his pit stop. Actually pulled out a bit there on the Stranger as well, who's got Greg sitting about 4 seconds to the rear. And Laminator, I think, also pitted early, didn't he?
Laminator. Maybe. Let me work that out.
Oh, yeah, this looks like...
Yes. Yeah, he has pitted. Yeah, he's on the soft tyres. So he's doing a 2-stop on the softs.
Yeah, they certainly give good times early in the stint, but no one tonight's really taken them to the end of the stint, so we get an idea of just what the runoff's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rev's has been able to ink another half a second out here through the last lap and a half.
Yeah, and Grovel is right on the back of Relix here, so Relix is definitely hurting from his front tyre wear, and Grovel's going to want to find a way past relatively quickly. He's going to defend it actually through this right-hander. He just doesn't have
Grovel's got good corner speed there.
Yeah, and nothing Relix could do.
Grovel is very racy tonight. What's that? 7, 8 positions.
Yeah, he's
a couple
on
of
fire.
pit stops in there, but he still managed a half dozen positions purely on track. So that's putting Freelix well and truly into the clutches of Black Project.
Yeah, you'd expect Black Project to be with him very soon, but Freelix is gonna peel in. And Black Project and Carbon Boy. So
Well,
there you
we're
go.
right on the. They'll come out with less than half race distance to go, so
Yeah.
right on schedule. But Black Project definitely had the best fuel there, so he'll come out in front of Felix. It depends where he fills to, but if he fills to sort of 70, 75 thereabouts, he'll come well and truly out front.
Yeah, and it is slightly better to get an undercut, I believe, because you'll have a lower fuel load, so the tyres will be better, and you get an extra couple of laps on fresh tyres, whereas everyone else.
Yeah,
is,
and that's the
running
difference
an older
between the
tyre.
fuel save there. You know, Felix and Carbon went to 92, Felix went to 100.
Yeah,
And he dropped 2 positions.
yeah. So Felix is really gonna be able to rev it out compared to Carbon Boy. And coming from experience, it is a bit nicer to have a bit of fuel to play with.
So how's VF going on fuel?
He's got about just under a quarter of the tank, so he's doing pretty well.
Yep.
Especially because he hasn't hit it yet, has he? So he's doing extremely well.
Yeah, so that'll give him a bit of a advantage going through the pit stop. Blind Man's 1 second back, so he has pitted. And he's on at 2 stops, so he should pretty quickly pass VF. And the other person behind him in two stop is a stranger, but I think he's actually made about 2 seconds on Blind Man during the course of the last few laps. So if you look at his Blind Man's lap times, 2:03, 2:04, and then a 2:10.
Yeah.
So something
happened.
Yep. So we've got Revs. All the rest of the players are in there.
Yeah.
So Revs is fueling 84. Yeah, it's interesting. They're both fueling to 100. With 28 minutes to go.
Yeah, that is a big call actually, because you can save a lot of time under fueling.
Yeah, at that 2 litres a second. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you really got to it really hurts the rest of the stick. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Well, the fast runners, I think, in the last race did 29 laps, so it was it's within reach with a slightly lighter fuel load.
Yeah.
So I haven't shown much of Laminate tonight, but he's not that far off the back of Greg's for the podium, and he will need to pit again an extra stop, I believe, over Revs and Mr. Buncrack. But just trying to work out what happened there. So 25. Yeah, the gap to Mr. Buncrack's out to nearly 4 seconds, but critically he's got 2 cars between him and Revs. So Black Project's just giving away. They are on alternate strategies.
Yeah, well there was a couple of seconds between them when they went in. Just because that gap just happened to extend out a little bit.
Yep.
And and then I believe Revs has slightly underfilled the car. And Bumcrack has proved it. So
yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah, so Carbon Boy right on the back of Freelix.
Yeah, they just swapped positions that last lap, so
Yeah, because I thought Carbon Boy beat him out of the pits.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did. But yeah, Freelix just made a spot up on that last lap, so
Yeah, he was
Carbon
certainly,
Boy.
in the first stint, he was certainly quick while the car was new.
Yeah, so I think he's going to try and make the most of that. And Carbon Boy's going to try and hang on.
We'll keep an eye on that gap, but
But yeah, back at the front, we've got Blind Man, and he's out to a 10.5 second lead. So this two-stop that he's on is actually working out pretty good so far.
how far ahead of Revs is he?
Revs is 24 seconds behind him.
Mm.
So that's nearly a whole pit stop, I believe.
So yeah, it is, and with the shorter refuel, at this point they're going to be pretty close.
Yeah. So if Blind Man just goes in for tyres, he'll come out right beside Revs.
Yep.
So, yeah. And we're only 36 minutes into this race, so yeah, so he's got a lot of time still to try and expand his gap out.
Yeah. How long do you think he'll have on this stint? How many more laps?
He's probably got another 5 or 8 laps in him. Just looking at fuel. But yeah, maybe his tyres. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah. And the other part, while strange, is 10 seconds off the back. It may not put him in the place like podium style position, but it's certainly going to bring him up the order.
Yeah.
At the finish. So this strategy may pay off for both of them. They did mirror each other's first pit stop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's just going to run his own race and just kind of see where he ends up. But I kind of thought out, in my head, I kind of ruled out that a two-stop would be worth it, but still be on the table.
Well, we've got all week to practice.
Yeah, or just watch these guys see what they do.
Yeah. But Carbon Boy's not letting go of Freelix anytime soon, so that gap's been pretty constant now since he gave the position up. So yeah, he's not throwing the towel in, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Carbon Boy is sticking to the back like glue. But he's doing a good job. Hanging with him.
Two cracking cars, nose to tail, so both in a very good race position here. So technically, how long before Big J pits do you think?
Big J. Well, he's I think he's going to the end.
Good to good to go.
Yeah. So Big J, Revs, Bump Crack, Buck Project, Relix, maybe Carbon Boy. Yeah, a lot of them.
So I'm pretty sure Big J didn't fill to anywhere near 100%. So that time he saved in the pits, he's jumped effectively real lead on the track at the moment from probably 3rd place, 2nd place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But he's definitely got about 10 litres less than Crack and Revs. So, yeah, he's going to be on the save.
Yeah, sort of 3 seconds, probably not enough with 21 minutes to go to protect a fuel save, but who knows? And the Ninja is blind man at this point because he's 23 seconds up on Big J, nearly 27 seconds up on Mr. Bumcrack, just to see where he rolls out in all this.
Yeah,
that said, he's in the pits.
Yeah, blind man's in the pits, so you said of
fuel. 68, maybe a bit more, mid-70s.
Yeah, so Reds has passed him. Bumcrack's passed him. Coming out on...
Bumcrack's gone on the grass there out of turn 1. So it looks like he put 60 in.
Yeah. Yep. But he's on another set of meters, so...
Yeah. But then
should be able to push hard to the end.
Yeah, so he's doing sort of 2/3 of a stint on those tyres, so he should be able to go quite hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumcrack lost well over a second where he went off the grass there.
Right. And Blind Man's come out about 13 seconds off the lead.
Off the lead.
Oh, well, off Revs, so.
Yep. So we got the Stranger currently sitting in 1st place, but if he fuels to a similar level, he should come out probably in P8, P9.
Yeah, he was a fair bit behind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you might be looking at around that area. As Stranger
and
comes
on cue,
in.
the Stranger comes in.
There you go, on fumes.
So we'll just watch where he comes out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be around maybe just behind Carbon Boy. But mass wasn't my strong point at school. And I've forgotten everything I learned at school, so...
Right, so you've forgotten what you didn't learn.
Absolutely, and I just make up the rest, so wing it.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Well, I got that wrong. It's P10.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was out by a spot or 2.
Oh, well, that's okay. I won't hold it against you.
No, so we'll go back to the front now that the pit stops have normalised, and Big J 2.79, which I think was about 4 not that long ago, and look at those lap times. 3:2:03s.
Yeah.
For Revs, so he's not sitting back arguing.
No.
And we've got Big J, just close, but not quite matching it. So there's initial flurry, and Revs has responded in kind. It's actually a very solid race by Revs. Just
he's played it well.
Very, very consistent lap times before and after the pit stop, but to put back-to-back 3:2:03s, when there's a bit of pressure behind, that's really good driving. And I haven't got the point screen, but Revs is sitting 3rd in the championship, so with another round to run, this will put him in a very, very good spot. And he's also picked up fastest lap from Bumcrack at a 2:03.429, so extra points. And pole.
Yeah, this will be a clean sweep for him if he can pull this off.
Yeah, still a ways to go. Just on 15 minutes. So I might go back and just have a look around P6, P7. And yep, Grovel's responding. So, and again, some very solid lap times there. He's put 2 into the 4s, 3 into the 4s since the pit stop, and low 5s since definitely on a mission.
Yeah,
and these are valuable points too. You know, you turn a P8 into a P6 or 5, very valuable points.
Yeah, I just checked the qualifying. Blind Man actually did have pole. So
Blind Man had pole, that's right.
Yeah, yes. So Revs was actually on the front row. He was second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a good drive for him.
Yeah, so under 2/10 now, so Grovel is very serious.
As he tries around the outside, doesn't work.
So who takes the line through the velodrome?
Yeah, he's been good on this corner all race actually. But yeah, Cowboys kind of balked him there. The wrong spot. It's actually, yeah, sometimes even if you are a lot quicker through there, they can just kind of stay on that line. Can't do anything about it, which is what Cowboys done nicely there.
Yeah, it's good to see these guys go around like this because they're giving good racing room, quite respectful driving, so it'll just be... Oh.
I thought that was...
That would have been a miracle if it worked. There was zero room there for that. Yeah. Might have put the curse on him. Just send it.
Yeah. Thought he was going bowling there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might stay on board here. He's got a nice run as he just hits the limiter. So it was a nice run.
They're on similar fuel?
Actually, Gravel's got a little bit more.
Yep. So they'll both get home so they can fight right to the end.
Yeah.
Actually, we might just go up to P5. Yes, so Blind Man's now well under a second off the back of Black Project.
Well, as Grovel's going down the inside of Carbon Boy, and Carbon Boy's going to look to have another go. He can't quite make it work. He's got a bit of a run though. Could have another crack.
Yeah, Carbon Boy had a really good line through this section last time.
Yeah, he did.
A little bit wide, turning in tight.
Yeah, Grovel got a nice run there, so
yeah,
he's going to hang on. But back up to the World Championship for 4th place.
4th place.
Yeah. And Blind Man's just on the back of the Black Project here. So he should be close enough to have a dive at turn 3. He's just got to change
He's got a good bit of
gears.
slipstream up here.
Yeah, change gears at the right time. He's going to look to the inside. Kind of run out of
go here.
Yeah. Makes it work.
Oh, we've got the switch back.
Yeah,
Just
no,
went
he's
a
got
bit too deep as he held it.
He has. He's going to hold it for the next left-hander. And he's got a bit deep on the exit as well, so he's in the grass. Black Project's all over him, but he's going to stick behind.
Black Project's got a good run out of there.
Yeah, he has.
We'll stay on board just through turn 8, just to show the different lines through the corner, but also through turn 9. Just hear him pick the throttle up. And that was quite convincingly in Blind Man's favour. But look who's in front of him. P3.
Yeah, that's right. He can taste a podium. It's there.
There it is. So now under a second.
Yeah, and he does have a big tyre advantage, but Bumcrack has a big fuel advantage. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag.
I think it was. I'm just trying to think of the race. This would be the second time Blind Man's made a two-stop against the norm. Work for a podium finish. I just can't remember the race, but it might have been race round 2 this season. But he's certainly got Bumcrack in his side.
Yeah, he's in the slipstream. He's within slipstream distance now. But yeah, if you're Bumcrack, you're just gonna want to defend as much as possible.
Yeah,
when
well,
he's close
there's
enough.
8.5 minutes to run.
Yeah, so that is doable to stay in front.
Yeah, so these guys certainly from P5, well, yeah, P5 down. I'll never say certain, but have a high chance of doing a 29th lap.
Well, and actually, Big J has found about 6/10 on revs, so the gap to the lead is slowly closing up a little bit.
And how do the tyres look between these two?
Tyres are identical, but Big J, Revs has a little bit more fuel.
A little bit more, but
Yeah.
probably both enough to fight to the end.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I think they should be right.
Yeah, the gap's just edging down ever so slowly.
It is. So it's interesting, mate. Revs had a moment this lap. No, actually, Big J's just done his personal best lap of the race.
Best, yeah.
So there
Yeah,
you go.
203 versus a 204.1. Yeah. Let's go back on board with Blind Man to see how this battle shapes up. Down to 3/10.
Yeah, there you go.
So around turn 1, and this is where Blind Man has been strong all race. Through this next sequence, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4.
Yeah, so Bumcrack really has to play his cards right here. And defend into turn 3. No, he's got enough of a gap there to not worry about it.
And pulled some out.
Yep, so that's good. Sometimes the best defense is no defense. Because when you're defending, you hold everyone up. So, yeah, if you can just take the racing line and still remain in front, that's your best bet.
This is bringing Black Project into it too.
Yeah, we're going to have a three-way battle for the last step on the podium. Which will be good to see.
Yeah, and certainly Black Project, his ability to save fuel, I'm assuming he'll have plenty left for a fight on the way home. We're just on 5.5 minutes to go. Potentially 3 laps.
Yeah, and Revs has brought out that lead again to 2.5 seconds. So he's put in a nice lap here in response.
Yeah, 2:04 flat on lap 24. And an 0.3857 lap 23, so very serious times.
Yeah. And yeah, so he's just pulled out a 4-1 that plays Big J's 5-3.
Yep.
Yeah, Big J is going to need a bit of a miracle here to try and find a time, but
yeah, Revs is just driving so well.
Yeah,
like you know, to respond and do those times to very competitive times from Big J just shows his class.
Yeah, it's hard to beat consistency. If you're consistent.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Bum Crack has taken the fight back to Blind Man here. Well, it's not a huge gap, it's more than what he had a lap ago.
That's right. So he's responded as well. But Bum Crack's tyres, let's not forget, are on their way out definitely. So he really needs to get a big enough gap so that he can hang on to this P3. Blind Man just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and Bum Crack should come back to him.
Yeah, well, with that tyre advantage, especially given, so yeah, we're halfway through lap 27, so 2.5 laps potentially.
Yeah, and interestingly, Black Project has the best tyres out of this little group, so it all could play into his hands as well.
Yeah, also too, like if Black Project can get close enough, I know it's 1.8 seconds, but if he can get close enough, that might take a bit of pressure off his teammate, Mr. Bumcrack, if he fills Blind Man's mirrors up.
Yeah. This gives Blind Man another thing to think about.
Let's quickly go back and look at P2. Yeah, Revs 2.2 seconds out. Lap 27, 204. Oh, sorry, Big J 204.1 compared to 204.548. So they're trading blows, but that's a big gap to knock over in 2 laps without a mistake. So the clock's about to hit the 58-minute mark, so they'll definitely get around for lap 29.
Yep, and Big J is the first the first guy on the fuel light.
Okay, so yeah, full lap on the fuel light. So yeah, he has 10 seconds. So I guess just rolling off a little bit and locking up P2 because he's not going to pick up that 2 seconds on him, I don't think, on Revs. And speaking of consistent times, look at the times between Bumcrack and Blindman, 4s and 5s, as in very low 5s.
Yeah.
Just looking down through the field, I don't think there's any other really close close battles, so we'll stay on these 2 groups at the front.
Yeah, so Blind Man, he's got 1 more lap to do it.
A little bit of a mistake there for Bumcrack. I think he just a bit of understeer there, so that'll compromise his speed along the straight.
Yeah. but he is fuel compromised compared to Bumcrack, so he's gonna have to
Blind
save a
man.
little
Yeah, that's
bit.
right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Blind Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just has a little bit of a slide out of turn 1, which gives Bumcrack a bit of breathing room. He doesn't have to worry about him into turn 3.
Just have a quick look at where Big J is in comparison to Revs. So, yeah, this is the last lap, so Revs has definitely cemented his lead there. We'll just go back to Blind Man.
Yeah, it's just...
And I think the way Bumcrack's driven here, that he'll hold this.
Yeah.
And they're sensational times to be doing at the end of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Blyman was very loose there off the curb.
Yeah, he's trying hard. And that tyre advantage just kind of fizzled out because of how hard Blind Man's driving the car.
Yeah, Black Project's right a little bit off gravel, up to 7th. So a quick look there. Yeah, in the middle, managing the last part of the race without any pressure. We'll just go on board with Revs as he goes up the hill for the last time. Yeah, and he's extended the lead out to 3 seconds, probably off the back of Big J, just managing fuel. But this is a sensational drive by Revs. We've got a yellow flag in front, which I'm not sure what that is about, but Revs will cross the finish line here to an absolutely brilliant win. Strong drive. Big J in P2. Again, well managed and off on the grass. Might have been locking up with no fuel. And coming down, Mr. Bumcrack, he's back. P3, solid podium, and he was able to hold off Blind Man's charge at the end. So I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll get the results up.
Yeah, I think what's happened there is some idiot has not made the race end timer long enough, so it's ended after 30 seconds. But yeah, so
It'll all be there. It's all on the screen. We're right.
yeah, so I apologise to everybody for that.
All good. So we'll run through the results. As I said, a commanding victory there by Revs. He has well and truly stamped his name on this race. And what a time to do it. He was sitting in P3. I can't do the maths in the championship. I can't do the maths to work out where it is, but from memory, there was something like 18 points between the P1 and P3, so this is going to give him a good leg up and a fighting chance going into round 8. Great drive there by Big J as well to lock down P2. He pretty much took it up to Revs for a lot of the race. Mr. Bumcrack in P3. Blind Man running out the podium, and I said he's back. That's a great drive from Mr. Bumcrack, and the consistency of those lap times were brilliant. Blind Man in P4, hard fought on a 2-stop strategy. Nearly paid off for him. Black Project in P5, solid race. Felix P6, Grovel P7. I think that's 4 or 5 spots ahead of where he started. VF, with his tyre and fuel management, worked his way into 8th place. 9th place was Carbon Boy, The Stranger in P10, Greg's in P11, Laminator P12, Petey Pops in P13, and Budsy we had as a early DNF. He was certainly having some technical issues, and the fastest lap, a 2:02.876 by Blind Man. So he got it back off Revs and picked up the pole point. So yeah, your thoughts, Gody, on the race?
Well, I thought Revs drove brilliantly this race. He just came out of the gates and drove to a number and yeah, did a really nice job. So he's probably going to get my driver of the day. I know you're not meant to give the driver of the day to the guy who wins it, but anyway, here we are. But
Yep.
no, he drove brilliantly in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I certainly second that. Like I said, it was a really strong race from him. I'm just looking. I really like the way Bumcrack went about that today. First part
Yeah,
of the race, first third of the race, he put a lot of pressure on Revs
yep,
and managed to get his car through that. We also had the last part of the race, he was under immense pressure and just delivered those times and kept a good car under him. So I'm just looking at the. So he'd have my driver of the day. So I think it goes over to the audience. We got Captain Muffin, driver of the day, Mr. Bumcrack. And yeah, that's just. I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, Rev's put in a massive amount of practice and valuable input for the Dadson Racing team, and deserved the win. Absolutely. Um, yeah, Blind Man from Karen had done really well. Driver of the day, Revs, and a big mention goes to Bumcrack. So, look, rather than sitting on the fence and getting splinters, I reckon that's a half a vote extra for Bumcrack. So we'll yeah, driver of the day,
yeah.
Mr. Bumcrack.
All right, there you go.
but no, look, thank you. It's we had a. It's a shame Budsy had to DNF that race, but we did the thing and sort of help, try to get him in there, but that's a shame. But look, that wraps up our Group 2, Group A and B at Alsace. Gadi, thank you very much for your race directing and commentary tonight. It's great to stream a race with you, and thank you to everyone watching. And I haven't said it, but don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and support our sponsors. There is more to come from Sector 1. We've got the double header next weekend. On Saturday night, the 7th of June, we'll be running the next round of our community challenge, and that's open to all Sector 1 community drivers, and you'll see a few of the main series drivers in there as well. And on Sunday night, the 8th of June, we'll see our Category 1, Group A and B drivers battle it out here at Alsace in this identical mini enduro format with the one-shot qualifying. So, look, we look forward to catching up with everyone then. But until then, good night, stay safe, and yeah, tune in next week for what will be a great race. Cheers, guys.